Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, controversial hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us for your weekly dose of anime coverage.
As you heard from our legendary Hispanic assassin, welcome to Off Da Binge. To the all new and return listeners, I'm your host, Legendary Vash, and with me is my co-host and new co-host that you get to see. This is your go-to seasonal anime podcast where we dive into the best and the unexpected and the hidden gems of this season. And today on our episode 14, we will be having a crazy lineup of discussion, of debates, and we'll be finally having a conversation of this season of the really love you girlfriend. And it's insane that we're actually having a conversation about that, but we will. And we're having our new co-host appearing back from last week. She had such a good time. And then we have a special guest for tonight to maybe see what the future holds. So without further ado, let's start the show. As you know me, like I said, Legendary Vash, but you can also call me Vash. And if you didn't know, I'm all about those long title ISEKAI. And my boy Sunjin Woo, you're not in my top 10 this week. Episode 4 was good, guys, but it didn't hit me because I knew what was going to happen. But don't worry, the rest of the episodes will be fire and flame if you know what I'm talking about the next few episodes. And here is the rest.
It's your boy Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are listening or watching this. It's your veteran anime recommender. Quoting the words of our former president of the U.S., things might get it's a little spicy here. And I'm not talking about the hot takes for once. So strap in and prepare for the controversial conversations regarding majority of the rom-coms we have watched this past week. Also, Anime Corner, I got beef with you this week. We're going to talk more about that later, but watch. You and I, we're not seeing eye right now. I don't like that, so I'm watching you.
And right here we got our newest co-host, Neko-chan.
I'm Neko-chan. I'm just a chill girl who likes to watch anything and everything. And it's been a good time here, so I wanted to come back, and now I'm a co-host here, so I'm excited. It's always fun talking to you guys about everything. And yeah, I'm excited for the chaos again, because I already know it's going to get spicy, and I'm just here. I'm just here to give underage gems some love, you know?
We're here for it. And then we have our special guest for tonight's show. Introduce yourself, Mr. Memory NK.
Yo, it's Memory, retired Annie-tuber. Yeah, girl in the Ghana's peak.
It's hard to tell if you retired with that background. It's hard to tell with that background that, like, is he really retired? Like, he looks like an anime weeb.
Semi-retired.
There we go. Oh my God.
There's a little bit of a spark still there.
Oh,
I
heard
you're a weeb or a dweeb? Like, what's up with that?
I'm a weeb.
Oh, you're a weeb?
He's a weeb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
insane.
Yeah. We don't judge nobody here in this podcast unless, you like really bad anime. You got the girlfriend, but hey, anyways, there's always discussions for that.
I guess.
I can't wait. I can't wait until the summertime when this anime comes for us to shit talk it in the best way and healthy way as possible. And as always, we have our wise man, the guy right here on top. Graham, introduce yourself one more time in case of new viewers.
What? I'm not here. Keep going.
Exactly.
God,
he's not here.
Man, God.
We move on. But for those that don't know, we usually do the what are we binging for this season outside of our weekly watching. However, for this week, we'll be skipping it in a full conversation. But I want to bring at least to ask the team that what are we watching just quickly, rapid fire. For myself, I did binge my Happy Marriage season 1 with wifey, and we got cut up to season 2. But I will give my further thoughts when we get into my Happy Marriage segment. So check that out for those that want to see and hear the conversation. But the other show I did binge watch, so far we got into 4 episodes of Ascendance of Bookworm season 3. We're almost wrapping up to the 3rd season to finally wait for season 4. And then what I'm excited for other parts is by, maybe season 8 and 9 in the next 5-10 years. So, just waiting and excited to see what the light novels get adapted to in the next 5-10 years. So that's what I've been watching or binging.
All you need to know is I just watched one episode of Ranking the Kings. Slowly but surely, guys. Slowly but surely. The Hispanic Assassin has life outside its podcast, but I'll get there.
And how about you, Neko? I heard that you've been seeing some Dragon Balls.
I have. Yeah, so someone's been dragging some balls, and I've been looking at them. So, yeah. So yeah, I've been watching Dragon Ball, and I went past the first tournament. That was really exciting, and I've been binging Game of Thrones. I've always known that's a really loved series, but it got the incest and other things. I'm like, which it makes sense. It's medieval times, but it's like at the time I was like, I'm not into this. But so far I've seen 2 episodes and it's been awesome. And of course, like Vash mentioned, we've been binging Ascendance of the Bookworm, and that's been fun. We're on season 3, almost done. It's been fun. I didn't know it was going this route, and now that I know some other stuff, I'm really excited to see where it goes, because mine's really entertaining with bringing up like so many inventions, and now in the recent episodes, it's been kind of like talked about like, well, you're making all this stuff, and it's going to change like a lot of things in our world, and like it, you can imagine how it affected our world, so imagine how it's going to affect it now that people like have jobs that all come together for this one thing, but now that you're making it more accessible and easier and faster, then it's going to get more. You're going to make people lose some jobs, and it's going to be interesting to see how it'll affect their economy. So I'm excited. It's a lot of great things. Ascendance of the Bookworm is bringing up to light. I like it.
I do agree with that. That brings it into a interesting conversation of like, what can you take out the good out of the evil that the world got corrupted by technology, money, things that failed our society. So it was an interesting conversation between our boy Ferdinand and mine into that conversation. So I do agree.
Yeah, so that's what I've been binging, and it's just been entertaining and like a lot of variety.
I do have a question. How you enjoy the comedy of Dragon Ball from the time? Because, from the 90s to watching it now, like 25, 30 years later, because it's very different. Goku, but at least we also see the, martial arts, the training aspect as well from what was, known originally as well.
I'm used to like a lot of 90s jokes and stuff like that, so I love it. I love how, and I'm watching a dub, right? So it goes into a lot of more a lot of races and territory, but I've been having a blast. It kind of brings me much nostalgia, and it's awesome. And then the martial arts is really cool too, because so far in the beginning it's been really goofy, but also they be throwing hands, and then Goku and Krillin learning all this new stuff, and mostly Goku already like learning everything from Roshi so quickly. So I'm really interested to see like how much stronger he'll get, even though I feel like he's already the strongest as he is now. But I like the thing Roshi mentioned that he's trying to make it not boring for Goku, right? Because if he already is the strongest now, then he won't continue, and he'll just be like, well, he'll be bored, and you don't know what will happen if he gets bored of not wanting to keep learning martial arts. So he was trying to prevent him from winning, just so he wouldn't get bored in the future and whatnot. So I was like, dang, that's actually a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, Roshi is he's a questionable dude for sure.
Oh yeah,
he does some questionable things, but he actually is a really good like teacher, like a sensei for sure.
Yeah, he is. I didn't know he was gonna be that. Like I'm so used to him being so goofy. So when he got more serious and started talking, like I was like, dang, you actually are him, Roshi. Like I like that.
Yeah, he'll surprise you.
Yeah, he's actually. But when he tells you we're gonna lock in, but best believe you're gonna lock in and learn for
hard too.
And how was it? I was gonna say, how was it to me, our boy Krillin? The old design of Krillin, and the voice acting as well for the dub as well, because I know at the time it was very different as well.
I like it. I like it a lot. I liked his build, right? Like he's like I don't know, I don't even know how to call that build, just chunky and like his arms all the way to his neck almost. It's funny. But I like their friendship already too. Like Krillin and him like are bros. They're like legit bros, and the way they've trained together so hard and are like basically like on the not same level entirely, because Krillin he still got much to work on, but of course Goku's an alien, so it doesn't even, you can't really compare that. But Krillin's awesome. I love Krillin. No, I don't count. But Krillin's awesome. I love his growth. He's as sleazy as Roshi too. Like he's a little dirty man. He's a little dirty boy, but he's awesome. Like he's there for Goku to be like his common sense. Like, hey Goku, you shouldn't be doing that. No, Goku, don't. And like they both need each other. You can tell. For both, Goku's a good encouragement for Krillin, and then Krillin's like a good like person that put Goku on the ground. Like he's like grounding him basically. I like it. It's a really good balance.
Love to hear that from the thoughts of Dragon Ball from somebody who hasn't seen it in years. So I love to hear that. But our guest, what have you been binging outside of the 40 animes that you've been watching weekly
Yeah,
with
literally.
me, and you
Outside of that,
yeah, like on top of everything that you have made us watch with you, and just adding to that, what have you been watching? Like, have you been watching anything outside, like anything from 2020, 2022, like any
Don to
random year?
Don.
Yes. How
Don
was
to
that
Don.
binge?
Oh,
Yes, you
shit.
did stream
Yeah.
that. How was that little
Yeah.
binge of 3 episodes?
So we left off on episode 7, which episode 7 was the episode with the Ira and the acrobatic Silky. They went into like the whole backstory.
Oh,
Yeah, that episode crushed me, bro. And
yeah.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but
But you
it-
felt the emotion, like the hurt, the pain,
Yeah.
like what happened to her,
Yes.
to losing the daughter and everything.
yeah,
Yeah, wow.
that was rough. And I was like, I literally told my Ruzu or Miles, I was like, bro, this is a good spot to leave off. Like, I don't think we should
Yeah.
watch anymore. Like,
Yeah.
because we watched like episodes like 4 through 7 in a stream, and it was good, but like that episode just kind of almost made me forget about the other 3 episodes we watched together, because like that episode just
Yeah.
kind of took everything away. It was like beautifully done, but besides, I think that's really the only other thing I've been watching besides like seasonal anime lately. I was watching like Ori Imo, which is just very random
Oh my
and
god.
totally different, but I haven't watched that in a couple weeks. But I started that like not that long ago, and I'm like probably 8 or 9 episodes into that, which I know Ori Imo gets a lot of hate, but from what I've watched so far, it's actually pretty freaking good, especially like the kind of content, like the time that it came out, the kind of like content that it's hitting on.
I'm looking at it right now because it sounds familiar, and I just see
Oh,
the
dude,
poster, like,
it's
I
good.
know
Hear
what
me
you're
out.
talking
No, the
about.
first season so far is
No.
actually good. Whatever
It
happens
has a
later on, I
questionable
can't speak on.
ending,
Yeah.
but it's
Yes.
good.
Yeah. Like
Look,
the whole
hey.
message so far in season 1 is like just like who cares what other people think? Like
Exactly.
yeah, pretty much like whatever you like, whatever you love, whatever you're into, like who gives a shit what anybody else has to say? That's
Wait.
literally like
Mm.
yeah.
Wait,
That-
Nate. You know what it is? It's a in the past version of Dress Up Darling,
Pretty much.
Okay.
but it's his sister.
Yeah,
2010
I can't speak
anime.
out. I can't speak on what happens later, but from what I've watched in season 1 of Ori Imo so far, it's actually pretty good. So like I'm watching it right now. I'm like, why do people hate on this shit? And then everybody's like, the ending. So I guess we'll see when that happens.
Looks cute. It's on 2010. I've sent the poster. I saw from the synopsis from Crunchyroll. On Atlas. Looks sweet. Looks
Yeah,
like
it was
a very
really
wholesome anime.
it was really popular and really controversial when
Mhm.
yeah. So
Well, from what I heard from our Weissman earlier, yes, I could hear the controversial parts, and I can understand in that aspect of what it could be. But those are some good choices. I also see that you didn't talk about Magi. Are you planning to get back into that? as well?
why, man? Why?
Shots fired.
No, okay. So at this point, I'm gonna have to start Magi over again. It was only 3 episodes, but I'm gonna have to
I'm
start it over.
I'm
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start it over because honestly, I forgot what I freaking watched already. But hopefully, I can get back on that soon.
No worries. Just had to ask. As the first time, I just had to hear what you were binging, and also since I have it on Atlas, so I could just
Hey.
put it out there on record.
Magi was
Heard.
good though. Yeah, Magi was good for the first 3 episodes. So
That's right. But yeah, crazy you didn't keep going, buddy.
yeah,
That is crazy. But you know
to
what?
be determined.
Exactly. To be determined for many things, like myself. For those that are watching this episode on Monday, go check out the VOD of ReZero on the Anime Week 3 Studio Vault channel, and go check out the
It's
reaction
finally up.
this Wednesday
Boys,
as well.
Boys, it's
So
finally up.
the ReZero
It
video
took
is
him
up. So
4
go check
months.
that. Excuse
Guys,
me.
it took him 4
So
months.
let's
He's
transition.
not gonna silence me. It took him 4 months, boys. It's up.
Sir, thank you very much. So let's transition into the next segment is episode of the week, also known as what is the episode that hit your heartstrings, that got you emotional, that got you standing, that got you screaming at the screen and saying they fucking finally kissed, they finally said it, or the bastard finally got killed. What is the episode that got you? So I'm gonna pass it first to Crash because I just want to get this out of the way first so we can move on. So Crash, what is your episode of the week?
So originally it was going to be Blue Box because everyone knows, let's be real, Blue Box is the OG. But you know, the question is seasonal. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make Vash happy. Let me
This
lock
is
in. Let me
seasonal.
see.
Blue Box that does count because even though
Does
it got
count.
released
But I was like, you know
in
what?
2024 fall, it's still having a core 2 in 2025. I know people disregard that, but it does count as a new
It
part of the
doesn't
winter
count.
season.
It's in the fall, and therefore it's in the fall. But that's another conversation for another time. But anyways, I was like, you know what? Let me make Vash very happy with my hot take. So this week is the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you season 2. And let me tell you, this episode went hard. I'm telling you, we got this young girl, which okay in itself is very controversial. I get it. She's 3 years younger than the MC. Fine, whatever. We can look past that. If that's for you, cool, whatever. But what was really nice about it was that the comedy was so hilarious. Like it hit up everything. You had the stupid humor, you had the fourth wall breaks, you had the romance like humor. Everything just hit for me personally, right? You got Kuromi, the new girl that showed up, the 7th girlfriend now, who is going through a little arc with a food contest because she loves eating. We all like eating food, of course, but this girl can eat anything. We're talking ramen. We're talking bowls of rice, and I mean bowls of fucking rice. I love rice, but I can't eat that much as her. That's crazy to me. We see pretty much Rentaru and his harem helping her out, trying to develop, like a bond with her, but at the same time developing in their own way, showing like their strengths and their weaknesses when it comes to eating food, when it comes to eating sushi, when it comes, to eating desserts. And of course, they win the food contest. Of course, they're able to eat the desserts. But it's at the very end where she pulls up and kisses Rentaru at the very end. And I'm like, yes, we got the first kiss of the season. And it's only season episode 2. So best believe I was happy to see that. I can't wait for the new girl coming up potentially in episode 3, or they're gonna do like a filler or whatever. But I personally liked how the animation looked. The comedy just hit perfectly for me. I had no problem with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm aware about the age gap, but I mean personally, I can overlook it because it's a comedy, really.
I want to pass it first to Nate. What did you think about it? Because I know you're out of the panelists for this. You're the only one that has watched it as well. So, you have any comments, feedback towards this?
It would have been even better if they pulled some Food Wars shit and the characters had some food gasms.
Oh my god, yes! They only pulled out that one girl, the announcer, and she was a little edgy, but that was it. I was like, that's the best we get. Oh,
I thought, especially 100 Girlfriends, I thought they were gonna give us that. I thought they were gonna give us some stuff like that, but
they did say that they were missing out on what happened with the 2 girls because animation.
Oh, they said check out the spicy details in the manga.
Yeah, in the manga. So I was like, you know what? I had to look it up, and I completely forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, you bring up a good point. So, damn.
But no, it was a good episode. It was a good episode for sure.
You bring up a very good. Damn, it was like Food Wars. It would have been perfect.
Because as soon as they brought up the whole food thing, and I was like, okay, knowing this series, they're gonna do some Food Wars shit. But they didn't. I was like, what?
No, it's just a big.
I'm shocked that it hasn't done it since it's known for like an ecchi type of anime, and most ecchi anime like does do it at least once or twice. And when it involves food, like that's a great time to reference that show. Like, hey, this was inspired because of that show, that scene, that genre. So I'm shocked it hasn't done it.
Especially with like 100 Girlfriends makes references all the time to other series.
Resident Evil. We not going to skip on that. That was like the best Easter egg I've ever seen on an anime in a very long time. That was peak for me. And let's not forget the first episode of the 2nd season where they broke the 4th wall. And they also showed the mom pretty much acting as a MILF. That was, if that's not ecchi to you, I don't know what ecchi is, honestly. This is peak ecchi in a harem. You're not going to get anything better than this right now.
Gremlin, what is it? Something's wrong with God. That's all I'm going to say.
What is the Lord saying? What is he bringing down?
Don't worry about it. I was just going for a facial reaction. I got
something is wrong with God, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
But
but that's not top.
But memory. Now I want to pass it to you because you said that was a good episode for really, 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 really love you, girlfriend. Jesus, that name is insane. But what's your episode week? What is it that grabbed your heartstring that got you as your favorite out of the 40 animes you're watching?
I'm going Blue Box episode. What was it? 16.
Yes, sir.
Hina kind of waging war, I guess you would say, in a way. That was certainly a way to leave off the episode, but just I think a lot of people were probably worried about like, oh, Taiki and Chinatsu are kind of gonna grow apart and whatnot, but I feel like that was kind of eased in this episode. Just a lot of the cute things that Chinatsu was doing, like the whole like height thing, like if she was his height, and she was like envisioning if like they sat next to each other in the classroom, like that kind of stuff I really liked with the episode. But I really why I have this as probably my episode of the week is that Hina moment with at the very end of the episode, which is what I like to see in rom-coms, because I feel like a lot of rom-coms, they beat around the bush, the characters just won't use their words and say how they feel.
That should be
And
getting me tight.
yeah,
Like
and
Stony.
Hina going to Chinatsu and saying that is going to be, well, it's big for Hina, but also it's going to be big for Chinatsu, because this is going to push her, I feel like, to be more open with how she feels too, and to like make a move, or to progress things more. So yeah, that was probably my episode of the week. Would be Blue Box episode 16 for sure.
I want to ask the panelists: would we want to do the review of Blue Box now, or would we want to do it at the rapid fire?
I would prefer to do it now because I have two things to say and I want everyone's opinion on it, because I've been dying for the longest. Vash knows what I'm going to say too, but it depends really if you guys want to hold off until later.
I think we should do it now. I think the rapid fire is rapid fire, you know?
All right, cool. So let's get into the Blue Box conversation now. I would say that scene at the end really got me happy. I actually stood up from my chair, and it actually got me happy. Like, yes, stand your ground, call for war, and it helps for, like, the thing is, Hina knows she's in the losing battle. She knows that she like, okay, I'm right now 2 steps, 3 steps behind, because right now the guy that I like has eyes on her. So if I want to put my foot in the race, I need to tell her that, hey, in case you didn't know, I let him know I like him. What you gonna do about it? Are you gonna stand your ground and back up so I could steal him from you, or are you gonna actually show your emotions and fight? So I love that type of, not saying strategy, like showing the human emotion in high school,
Initiative.
where it's initiative, but like it felt more real world, like what Memory brought up, how in some anime drama, the rom-coms where it's so ambiguous and it's so explicit, not too much implied of how they're feeling, where in this Blue Box, like, they're doing such a good romance where the girls and the characters, the guys, we're seeing them actually express human emotions that feels more real compared to others. Like, hey, I actually do feel like that. I met some girls that I know that actually stand their ground and actually say, I want to fight for that man. So I actually felt for that a lot. That's one of my favorite scenes of the episode. And I would say too, when this man got told, I wish you could skip a grade, this man said, word, I'm gonna find that book. How can I do this? How can I skip this whole grade just to be with the woman I believe I could marry? So that to me is just as fire. But Crash, I know you're waiting to ask us a question. Talk to us.
I have two things to talk about. Two main big things. The first one, which I had to address immediately, and this is something, again, that I have talked to Vash about before in the previous episodes on the podcast. Kyo, the gray-haired guy, Taiki's friend.
Yeah.
We finally find out that he does not fucking like Hina. We finally find out it was a whole other bitch. I say that respectfully. It wasn't fucking Hina, and I was screaming on top of my lungs because I was for the longest I kept saying either he likes Hina or he has some other kind of origin story. Best believe I was right about the second part. So I'm like, yes. Are we gonna find out about the girl? Who the fuck knows? It could be a girl potentially coming back in the in later episodes. We don't know. But for 110% for sure, we know he doesn't like Hina. He supports Hina trying to pursue Taiki in a sense, but he's not gonna help, and because of his past relationship. And the girl is some brunette girl that I guess like fell for another guy and just dipped. So that was real. We've been dying for since the beginning to find out who the fuck this guy likes. Is it Hina? Is it Chinatsu? Who is it? And it's not nobody we know. So it was nice to see that. I'm glad I was kind of right with my theory. And then the little moment when Chinatsu was watching, the Japanese
the drama.
Yeah, and then Mom was like, yeah, no, I hate girls like that. Why can't you just say your feelings how it is?
Yo, I love that.
I was like,
I love that
Mommy,
scene.
spit facts right
It was
now.
literally her situation right now. Like literally.
That's
I
also
look at
like,
her like, tell your mom you're lying right now. Tell your mom you're gonna lie right now. No.
I love that
You
scene
don't
because
know.
it's like her mom didn't know that she's talking shit to her own daughter without knowing that she's in that position, but her daughter is actually giving her advice where it gave her a moment to, she's like, shit, I'd probably be giving him blue balls. Like, damn, I've probably been teasing him, thinking that, like, putting the fake moves, but not really. So it just shows very adorable scene that is so organic.
We see.
I actually think too during that scene on the TV, like in that show or whatever, Karen was in there. I'm pretty sure.
Karen. Oh, the friend.
I think she was in there. If I remember correctly.
Also, I think that's Taiki's mom, not her mom.
No, that was Shinasu's mom because they were in their new apartment.
Yeah,
they were just taking a bath.
Yeah, it was her mom.
They had just moved, which what I also want to bring up too. It's like Vash said, there's a lot of character growth, and you're seeing that right now, like with Taiki and with Shinasu, that even though they're now apart in a sense, they're only apart for a month, but the fact like they still want to like when you're just getting to be with a crush or with like a girl or a guy that you like for like in the very beginning and you can't be with each other for a while and then you get back and then you kind of separate, like that connection, that kind of like I'll get to see you very soon and you can't wait to see that person. Like I love feeling that way, when especially because of rom-coms, and we're seeing that right here with Blue Box. That's how the animation is getting spicier and spicier right now. So I know for sure that the romance aspect between the two of them, that's not going to stop anytime soon unless something tragic happens, which I don't think right now. It doesn't look that way. Chinasu's grandfather heard something of his. He's gonna have to get surgery in a month, but it's something life-threatening. Yeah, but it's nothing life-threatening that the mom said. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay, so we're not going to anything like wild from what we're seeing right now. Right now, school just started back, and they're going to do a school festival very soon.
Which is always an anime trope. By the way, it was cute to also see her run and ask him, hey, you wasn't at the gym in the morning. So it shows that she cared, like, hey, I ran, I missed a train, I still try to go to you. And with Taiki, that got him happy, like, damn, I actually missed her. Like, she actually ran for me. Like, that's cute. Like, just to know that somebody that you think you have a crush on, but she's older than you and everything, but you think that she don't like you, but she's showing this little missed signals. Like, it's hard to figure that shit out. That's a headache, but it's the struggle, is the fun part.
For sure.
But I want to ask Neko, do you have any thoughts? Have you been watching it this season? Because I know you binge it and then you start to read it, if I'm correct.
I haven't caught up. I'm still like in the beginning episodes. I fell off last season about it, so I've been wanting to catch up. That's when I have to catch up.
Okay, I just saying. I'll hopefully get the time to find and catch up to it. It's really been good, really been wholesome, and has been very good romance. If you love it.
I bet. I've always heard good things about it. So yeah.
But any other thoughts for Blue Box before we move on?
The concept real quick is Hinata Chinatsu. I likes him and I want him. Now we can do this the easy way, we can do this the hard way. The choice is yours. Stay tuned for next episode to find out what's up.
I'm really curious to see how she's gonna respond. Like, that's one thing I'm curious. And it's funny that our girl Hina chose the right time. Like, I'm gonna catch her when she's at the vending machine by herself. Like, I'm gonna wait for her at the right opportunity. So it just shows that, like, I've been watching you and I've been waiting to eye you. But Neko, we spoke about our episodes. I'm gonna go after you. So what is your episode of the week? Talk to us.
I think for me is like the Guild Receptionist. That one was one I wasn't even going to check out initially until God told me about it, and he kept hyping it up. And this recent episode was really good. Like, it really flipped like my thoughts about it over its head, because we find out why she wants to be a receptionist so badly, and like why she wants to keep that stable job. And it's like I didn't expect that. I thought she just for real was tired of overtime, which she probably is for sure. But just her remembering why she actually initially wanted to do this was so heartbreaking. Like, she liked this adventurer that always went to dungeons and whatnot, and he was like, no, you should be a receptionist, don't go do these dangerous dungeons. I want you to be at a stable job, being fine. You need to be safe and stuff like that. And then after he had an accident, I'm guessing that's why she kept having that goal to stay as a receptionist, right? And now that she has a skill that is really like OP, and they want her back in there, and she does go in there sometimes to defeat bosses to not have overtime. I'm like, wow, this put like an extra layer of like why she's like this, and I really like that. Like, I don't know, this makes me like her a lot more. Like, I liked her already, but this is like an extra step now. And now that there's this new dungeon that is discovered, and now she they're trying to go in there and defeat it, but they're probably gonna need her. And she was like initially
they're definitely gonna need her.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
Girl's gonna come out next episode. Girl's gonna be coming swinging with that hammer and gonna pull the hammer of justice.
Literally. No, for real. And I'm excited for it because, our boy, I think his name's Jade. I forget his name, honestly. I just call him Knight. But Jade, he wants her help, but he's like, he knows too. He's like, no, I don't want to like keep bothering her if she really doesn't want to do this. And so he chose to like, okay, then let's not have her fight with us. And even if her son was like, why is he not asking me? That's weird. So that was cute, those two like little friendship. But she kind of remembered after he left, like he's like, all right, I'll see you next time. And she kind of remembered what happened to her last person that told her that, and we got that backstory of like why she wants to be receptionist. And I'm excited to see where it goes, because now with that knowledge of why she wants to be a receptionist, is like, will she actually just go back to being an adventurer, like halftime, and like actually join the silver? I think they're called the silver guard or gold. I forget. I forgot how they're called. But yeah, I'm excited to see.
I think he's a silver blade, but his name is Jade. That is correct.
Yes.
But when it comes to him, I can't remember the guild's name, but I believe it was Silver Blade or something like that.
Okay. Then yeah, but overall, just the guild receptionist has just been really fun for me every week, and this episode was just, I think, my favorite out of the three. That was really good. I didn't expect to understand her at a deeper level, and that was really good, and I think really needed, because now I'm like, all right, let's stay in this receptionist job, and let's make your work less stressful, so you don't have to keep going back to those dungeons, which she's probably gonna have to keep going because her skill is insane. When she stopped time, when she stopped the guild master's like time, that was insane. I was like, whoa. She smashed that shit for real. I was like, whoa, okay. And it was really cool. I don't know. I'm really having fun with this series. I didn't expect it, and I'm still mad at Man God.
We were actually watching it, and I think we were saying, like, while we were watching it, when the backstory came up and everything, we were like, damn, like, we didn't expect the show to like get like this because of the tone that it's had so far.
Yeah,
first like 2 episodes.
Quick spoiler: this is my top number 1 out of all the 32 animes I've watched. This was number 1 because it literally hit me when it comes to the tone, the animation. I love the fantasy world. She's OP, and as somebody who works in the entertainment industry, we do a lot of overtime, and sometimes it's not usually our fault. It's the people that is the producers, the upper management that is their fault, or sometimes the actors' fault that we have to go overtime instead of doing 12 hours like a regular day for us. But then our ass has to do a good 16 or 15 hours just working, but then we got to go home, commute. So that's us still being awake for 20, 22 hours at most sometimes, and then go back to work the next day. So like, I understand and felt her frustration. It's like, once you heard that, yo, you're going to open this guild, you're going to open the dungeon and have quests for it, like, we're going to be overworked with overtime. But then once you heard like, hey, I will hire the people, double it, and you will have people to help you. She was like, word? Double? Damn, I can actually get on time. I can actually tell people what to do. She was very looking forward to it, and I understand that. And like, that felt on the heart. It's like, yeah, that's why people have fought for the union, back 2 years ago, even though it kind of failed of how it went for the Actors Guild Award. The Actors Guild Award, where they were trying to go for the AI stuff and everything, and a lot of people supporting and everything, even though they still let the AI slip in. Yes, I'm throwing shade still to that shit, because as somebody who works in the industry, I'm still pissed off about those things. But it's like, I felt and related a lot to this episode, and also, like Neko said, we got to see her, the character, talk about of why she wants to be a receptionist and why it means so lot, because the guy that she looked up to said, hey, I'd rather you be doing this. But then, probably during her teenager's year, she got the skill, and now we find out. And never trust somebody that you find in a dungeon just because they're bleeding out. Don't ever trust them.
Who's named Rufus?
Oh my God,
Rufus too. Also, don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Yeah.
Don Hudson season 3 would say otherwise, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, to each their own, I guess. To each their own.
But no, but that too, that frustration. I'm like, okay, why did you let him push you to make him join? Like, you knew that like, you know, you had your other girl that could have like defeated that thing easily, but no, you brought dumbass Rufus with you because he was like, no, you need me, I swear, you don't need her, I'm the one that deserves it. I'm like, what do you mean, Rufus?
But I said, like,
Rufus,
I know
calm
the
down,
secret.
Rufus.
I know the secret. I will tell. I'm like,
Right, like what?
And then dude just insta died. Like,
yeah, insta die.
Right.
Like, bitch. I love how the
That
demon
was
said,
funny,
like,
though.
I will kill everyone because you're in my perspective field. I'm like, but he was at the door. So no matter what, you saw him. No matter what, you literally, he was still in front of you. It's not like he was on your right angle where you can't see him because of your peripheral vision. Like, no shit, you see him. Like, that was the one pet peeve I had.
yeah,
I'm
he
like,
should have trapped him. He should have trapped him and ran away. Like,
That's
that
so
was like,
right.
like, but I don't know. But the funny thing though was when the monster or whatever, whatever he was, the god thing or whatever, he
Dark God,
created-
yeah.
dark guy.
yeah, the dark god. Yeah, like when he absorbed his soul or whatever, he said like, "What a shitty soul!" Like,
No, literally.
like that.
Yeah,
Yes, 'cause
like
he was
trash or
ugh.
stinky or like
Yeah,
his soul
yeah.
tasted like trash. Which that was a cool animation scene. I do give that prop,
Yeah.
like the soul coming
Yeah.
out and then him just ripping into 4 pieces and then him absorbing it. That was some cool animation scene. I didn't
Yeah.
really expect. Like, I felt like I was watching like a bit of old school Casper. It kind of reminded me of the way they
Ooh.
show like the spirit and everything and how
You're right.
how it was being destroyed. So like that was a pretty cool animation detail, seeing like the way you're seeing like a ghost, but you know, in anime they have to, you know, kind of line it, you know, white it out. So it showed really cool and how it was being destroyed. Like those type of animation details was, you know, really cool.
It was really cool. And also, just even in the first, I think maybe 3 minutes or so, the ending showing up rather than the opening, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Huh? I'm already done?
When the dude did the time stop thing, I guess that's why they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so, right? Or I guess like to make a joke, like, oh, that's the end of the episode. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's we were so confused because me and my Mary and God, you know, man God, we were all just watching the episode and we are confused. Like, is it just the ending? Why watching the ending? And then by the time we came back, we figured it out, but it just threw us off. That it just
No,
took us
for
a
real.
second to figure it out. I'm like, huh, that's pretty cool. Like, smart type of director move. Like, was the
Yeah.
director, producer, you know, say, hey, you know, time loop, let's put this in. So, you know, pretty smart when they add those little small details.
Mm-hmm. Excited to see if she really joins the guild though, because like if she can do both at the same time, that would be fun. But maybe she won't, honestly. But I'm excited. I love this series a lot.
Nah, girl got hooked, and you know why? The green emblem. Once she see that shit flashing red, girl's gonna be Speedy Gonzalez. She's like, nah,
Mhm.
I'm part of this guild now because the wording that they said, if you carry one, you're part of the White Blade guild. So like, you know,
Mhm.
she felt now that she has to be with them. It's gonna be her part-time job, and also. Girls are gonna be sleeping in a mansion. Remember, she likes that fancy luxurious.
No,
shit.
you're
She's like,
right.
you know what? This nice furniture, nice bed sheets. She's like, shit. You know what? I don't mind being with you. Like, you know, after I come off the clock, I'll come here, chill, see
Yeah, I
nice
hope
scenery.
she does.
That's nice
yeah.
view.
Yeah, for real. I really hope she does. That's gonna be fun.
But let's go with any other thoughts about the guild, or are we good to move on?
We are good.
All right, so let's talk about mine real quick because I know we're gonna talk about more, you know, breaking it down. But my favorite episode, yes, guys, is my Happy Mary season 2 episode 3. It was one of my favorites, but it's because I think it's a bit being biased. I'm gonna be honest because I did binge season 1 all the way to season 2 episode 3. So I binged it all within like the past 2 weeks, and I think it's a bit biased because I've seen everything build up, and I know I'll talk about more during the review portion. But it's just that this episode felt seeing them kiss, seeing everything build up,
Yes.
seeing the characters, and our boy Lord Kudo, he reminds me of myself as a partner, and like always expressing himself, always communication, and I'm really big and, you know, big humpy person about that. Like, you gotta speak your mind, you gotta express it, no matter the good or the bad or the ugly. But how can I help you if you're not helping yourself for me to be in your circle and be where you're coming from? So to me, that was special, and the animation is cool. So Supernatural, I remember when it was I give the backstory, but I remember when I jump into like a stream on Discord, and I saw my peers, you know, watching the last episode 12, and I saw Roots going down. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I thought this was like some type of rom-com. I didn't expect it Supernatural. But then watching the show, knowing the context that I was expecting Supernatural, it made me probably feel ease in, knowing that I'm about to see fucking demons, humanoid shit, a fucking cult coming out of nowhere. And like, you're gonna see what's gonna be happening. We're gonna pay back, and then we're gonna find out that the Usoba bloodline is the villain. I'm like, oh, okay, it's been all about the bloodline. So like, all right, cool, I don't mind this, but it's interesting. But seeing and preparing for the context that I was already aware, it felt like more ease in. But this episode, I love it. They kiss, they get emotional. Asking the panelists, how do we feel about to jumping into my happy marriage now, or want to just do it since we're about to transition into the rapid fire?
Let's talk about it right now. I feel like there's a
We can
lot
do
of
it right
things to
now.
discuss on that. Yeah.
All right. I want to pass it on to Memory because I haven't had a chance to conversate with you about my happy marriage since I have had the chance to already speak to them about it. But Memory, how do you feel about the kiss as well? Because I know you did mention this before we went on recording. How do
It's
you feel
about
about
damn
them finally
time.
got them in?
Yes.
They also could have shared the bed the first time. They could have just jumped from first base to home base as well.
Yeah, it's about damn time. Yeah, but the build up for it and everything that we've had in this series, especially what Mio has been through, like, yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head though with like Kudo and just how, like, at first for Mio it was hard to kind of do that, like speak her mind, and she was always like saying I'm sorry and things of that nature. Which more of that kind of did come out with the recent episodes with her being around the mom, which I thought, like, actually I didn't really think it was going to be another like full on case of like, oh shit, parents or whatever, like we saw earlier in the series. Because I was like, I think I was watching with Man God, and I was saying there's no way that she could be worse than what we had in season 1. And we saw in the recent episode, yeah, she's coming around. She's kind of has like the whole tsundere thing going on. But yeah, this episode was really good. The kiss was kind of like the cherry on top because this kind of felt like a climax in a way to like a little kind of part, because now it seems like they're transitioning to now this with the guy from the Usoba bloodline or whatever, another person, like the highest up, I believe, or something like that.
As well, because it looks
Yeah,
like
the
he
most
stopped
powerful.
time, or
Yeah.
like he did something like slowing down time, or something that anybody around them can't really move, or something. I was so confused.
Yeah.
What happened there? I do agree with the mom. I like Lord Kudo's mom, but I felt like she was more giving that independence of strong type of woman.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I had to work my ass to be married to this family.
She has a lot on her shoulders.
Exactly.
For sure.
She had a lot on her
Yeah.
shoulders. So like a lot of people not understanding where she was. And Mio, I love how she came in and didn't judge her just because of Kudo, him feeling, you know, the hatred or the bothersome of seeing his own mother. Like, bro, even walk in the house and say, I never still until this day never saw you as a mother. I'm like, damn, like shit, like that was spicy. Like, damn, that shit hurts. Even to any parent just hearing that, even as a joke, like, damn, bro, they have to say that. So I felt that pain, but then Mio, even though she observed that and knew that, acknowledged that, but she said, hey, I cannot take that all into consideration. I also have to experience her as her own person. And I love how the maids also even, gave respect, her doing the own cleaning, doing this. Because even me watching the episode, I believe I also did watch it with Man God. I was mad that girl was wearing the fucking, like the maid outfit. Yeah, I'm like, why you wearing that shit? Why you wearing that? You don't need to. But once she did it, I saw the results and the execution. I'm like, you know what? That is a smart way, kill them with
like
kindness.
I'm just like y'all too. Like not like, although I have this position or whatever, like I'm like, we bleed the same essentially. Like
I'm up there, but I didn't forget where I came from. I came from the bottom. I still remember my roots.
that too.
Yeah, because the maid said like, yo, I saw you cleaning this, sparkling, everything was great. So like it showed a different side and it made them very happy. And she said like, hey, by the way, the mom likes you. It's just that she's gonna turn around. So it made me appreciate, and even me was happy about it. Like when the mom was walking outside the house, she said, well, when the next time you bring her in, I better see her more reformed. But it was not in a harsh way. It was more like, I want her to see, what more taken care of, what more proper. But even Kudo's like, huh, shit, mom, she changing. So it was a cool appreciation. But Neko, I want to pass it on to you because you've been on this hype train of my happy marriage, with Man God as well. So talk to us.
I think, yeah, like all around, I really appreciate the mom and Mio's relationship and dynamic. Because I think I mentioned this even last week, like when, like we knew she was going to turn around, and just seeing the little bits in here of her wanting to be more confident in her speech and everything. Like, I'm excited to see the next time they can talk and Mio be more confident like she wants. Like, because again, like, she's taking the Kudo family name, and all she wants Mio is to be prepared for what's coming, and like to be ready to be like that the leader of the household and whatnot, right? Because and I don't know, the happy marriage is doing really well in that aspect of Mio and getting used to this society that she's never been privileged with, right? Like, because her family like were like just trash. They were trash, and she came from the bottom. They were the worst. I don't under. I hate them, but yeah. Now that she's given this like new life and second chance to like live what she deserved, and I'm really happy for it. And also the mystery behind it with the mystery man. I have a theory. Well, I mean, it's kind of been said already, right? Like that he's the fiance of her mom, right? Like that was who he was.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of well done the last episode. Yeah.
Yeah, did they say it?
Yeah, they did. They said
Okay.
that was supposed to be the actual husband or the fiance.
Yeah.
Because
Right before the kiss scene,
Yeah.
Arata was talking about that with Mio and him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The mystery man used to be the ex-fiance of her and their family, right? And from a different branch.
Uh-huh.
And so now he shows up and he's like, "Hey, what's up, my daughter?" And I don't 100% think that is his daughter. I think he's just saying it in the sense of like, well,
Bloodline.
yeah, bloodline, and also being the ex-fiance of the mom, right? Like he's like, well, and I kind of I want to feel like he's like a Lacan situation where he's not that bad. I think he's just really trying to do what's right for Mio because he knows like what happened with the last family.
If you walk that entrance and stop time, I don't think that's like hey, welcome daughter, I'm your father. Let me stop time and scare all these motherfuckers out here. So like, nah.
No, look, I bet he's mad, right? Like, I bet that's why he's even doing whatever this cult thing is. Like, he's doing something bad, right? He's doing something bad, but I think he's misunderstood. And until she can talk to him and be like, I don't know, because I'm just getting stuff from the opening, too, because the mom's crying, and then it shows two children, which I'm guessing is him and her, and together, and they're smiling. I don't know. Like, she's probably going to go into his mind and be like, hey, you could talk to mom. I don't know. I think he's just misunderstood. And he's going to probably be able to say how he felt and like frustration of like being torn apart from the mom and he probably was pissed that she was treated wrong, right? Maybe he knows of how much the mother was treated wrong and whatnot. But that's my little theories here and there. But overall, I'm excited to see what that is about because he seems to be like the big bad. And of course, Mio's trying to get better with her powers. I'm excited to see her powers get more utilized. So there's a lot of little things here and there. I'm excited.
Her power is broken as hell.
Yeah.
When you can imagine how that power could be used or utilized, it makes sense why the emperor was afraid of it, or anybody could be afraid of it. Like you could enter anybody's mind and they could die in their sleep. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to bring up from my quick thing that I did binge, and I want to just quick shout out from my season 1 thoughts. Fuck the emperor. His power is that he abused it and got what he deserved. He looked like the major bad guy in a dream sequence. It reminded me from 4 things: the Green Lanterns. If you saw the Green Lantern from Ryan Reynolds, it reminded me of that little type of smoke cloud of the villain. I believe it was Sinestro. Smallville, Darkseid, if anybody remembers the Cloud villain as well of Darkseid. The Fantastic Four, the Galactus, it reminds me of that Cloud thing as well of the Emperor. And Wonder Woman of our boy Ares, where he was like a CGI Cloud after he was just fighting Wonder Woman. So that thing reminded me of my happiness with the Emperor. I really hated him, so I'm glad he died. Or if he's not dead, he lost his power, but I wish he dies. Because that's one abusive dude that got scared about powers that he wasn't even aware of. And he technically trigger or push her more into that point to become the person she is. But
no, 100%.
Crash, I know you haven't gotten the chance, so if you have any theories, tell your thoughts about my happy marriage, because I know you also been watching this show with your wifey.
Yeah, I've been watching with the wife. You guys pretty much brought up all the points I want to say, so I'm just gonna talk about certain theories and the negatives I have for the show. Which again, I loved it. It's like on my top 10 right now. But I can't overlook certain things that came up with this. So first off, that power, with the time stop, that is stolen from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. That is our Waldo right there. God, if you know, you know. But and then in the beginning of the episode for episode 3, all I'm saying is if Arata didn't come to stop Mio at that point, she would be dead. I'm pretty sure. Like, he came just at the perfect time. He just so happened to know what was going down.
No,
That and
it's because he got told. Remember when I think the
the prince. Damn,
the
see,
prince said
you
that I have a job for you.
I'm overlooking that. Yeah.
The prince said I have a
Actually
job
right.
for you that you need to go. That is urgent because he had the revelation of, or like a premonition of what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna
no,
lie, I thought he was just stalking her. I'm gonna be honest.
No, he said it.
No,
He
no,
said
no,
the
no, no,
prince
no, no.
told him.
He
He
does
does
always-
always,
I thought he was
no. He
stalking.
does always seem to be around. That I
Oh,
mean,
that's
Yeah,
true.
right?
But also, he has a weird obsession. Like, bro was ready to marry his cousin. Like, he literally said, like, I am willing to marry you, have your kids, and everything. And I'm like, once
Yeah.
girl heard that, she said, "Pause. I need to say Kudo. This is too much for me."
But no, you're absolutely right. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad
Yeah.
that's
The
understood.
prince. Yep.
So to Neko's theory, I'm gonna go back to my original theory, which I'm gonna twist it a little bit. So in the sense that he's misunderstood, I'm gonna switch it around and say he's not the actual villain. He's going to be seen as a villain, but he's not the main villain. He's a puppet being pulled by the puppet master. And that goes back to my original theory, which I know I might be wrong. It's a really, really far off theory, but I'm pretty sure that Kyoko's dad is still low-key a villain. And I want to bring back the point where when he Kudo went to go fight, the religious group, right? What I want to bring everyone's attention is that the father just so happened to send him to go fight, those people, and then just strolly come along right after, like, oh, you know what, I feel bad, I didn't want you to be all alone when I help you fight. Like, you could have just led him to his own thing, or gone with him as he's gone. Why would you want him to go first and then show up later? That's a little sus in itself, but I might be overthinking it, just with the first part I just said with Vash. So, the theory is far off, but I'm seeing more of a theory where the villain may not be the villain that we've seen. And it's kind of similar with the Apothecary Diaries. You brought up the great point, Neku, that, Laku is not a villain. This guy might not be a villain either. He might be perceived as it, but I'm seeing more of something happening behind the scenes we don't know yet. And I pray to God that I'm right, because if I am, I can't believe I couldn't see that coming sooner, because that would have been crazy. And we're only on episode 3. To see that so soon in season 2 is just wild to me.
I keep forgetting that you keep talking about. Yeah, you're right. And now I know. When that fight scene was happening, I was thinking of you, Crash, because I was like, wait, Crash is he's kind of like down in this man, but now he's fighting. But now you brought up the point that he was there out of nowhere. He could have went with him from the get-go, but hold up, you might be cooking, Crash. Hold up, you might be cooking.
Could be wrong, but just food for thought for you guys.
I would say, now that I thought about it, the person that showed up at the end, their long distance cousin, uncle, he reminds me of, anybody has read, I know our man god has read it, Mission Yozakura Family, of I forgot her name, the MC Mitsuki. Her dad reminds me a bit of this guy, like the way he walks in, the coat, the glasses. Like, I feel like I'm getting that vibe from him.
Oh, he looks exactly like him.
Exactly.
You're so right.
Exactly.
You're so right.
Like while Crash was talking about it in my head, I'm like, why did I just get the transition of the same guy from Yozakura Family? And he's not a bad guy either. He just has bad executions with his bad choices, or doing it for his family with bad intention. So it just doesn't always work out, but he still loves his family, puts them first in a weird, chaotic way. So this is now I'm like, is he also not a villain because he's doing it in a weird, chaotic way? That's also a possibility, even though he has this way that that's his daughter, even though it's not by blood, but just by long distance blood. So I'm really curious to see how's that going to also be taken care of.
The father knows more than he lets on. I'll say that much. And then the final thing I want to bring up, I know Neko had corrected me on some parts, but I still have to bring up anyways. The third episode had a bit of an animation error. I think we also talked about it with you, Vash, outside the podcast, but if I didn't, there were certain points at the very end when Mio and Kyo were leaving, pretty much, where if from the camera's perspective, the way it was angling towards the mom was wrong. And then there was 2 sequences between the dad pose between Mio and then looking towards the house. just to me, it looked off. It was explained later that that's just kind of like if you look at a different angle, it's just kind of like that. So I just saw it like that. I'm very, very perceptive when it comes to things like that. People can argue that no, it's correct. That's where the person is, or that's how the sequence is supposed to go. So I thought it looked off for me, and I double checked it in both the sub and the dub. Maybe make sure it was like maybe a translation like sequence. Maybe it was wrong with that. It ended the same way in both sub and dub. So I was like, damn, like I don't know why they did it like that. I don't know. It was just weird for me. I didn't like that personally, but past that, I can't wait to find out about this mystery, man.
From one thing I would say about the animation scene, I also know what you're talking about, but it's more of the placement and the camera angle they chose. I don't know why they chose this camera angles. It did feel a bit off, but from what I know, it looks realistic to where the humans and placements would be. But it's just weird choice they chose with that camera angle. Like we didn't really need that type of perspective. Like nobody's really lurking in the back corner. Like you don't really need that type of perspective. So I do agree for the camera choice. But I see that we had a last minute type of plug. I want to ask Man God, do you have a episode of the week that you want to mention?
I'm gonna go back to My Happy Marriage real quick. I called it. The grandma's not bad. We like her. Okay, the mom, we liked her. Okay, anyway, I'm just saying it. I've been saying it for 2 weeks. Whatever. Also, my episode of the week, I think, was it's got to be Beheneko, guys. What do you guys think?
I'm not familiar with that anime. What that one is?
Look at Nate. I got him. Yeah, no, Beheneko's great, man. Y'all should watch it.
Crazy, bro.
It's so good. It's peak comedy, guys.
Man, God's just gooning in the void.
Yep. Literally.
Oh my god.
Definitely is.
What am I gonna do? All I can do is freaking NTR on people, looking through their lives. Like, I don't know. I'm a voyeur. Like, I gotta do something.
We hear you.
Don't submit the people to this, bro.
Anyway, no, Beheneko, if you are horny, watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
watch it with friends. Don't watch it by yourself if you are gonna watch it. Because
this Valentine's week or some shit.
No,
like
it's
Valentine's a week away, my guy.
Oh, and if you like cats.
I'm gonna mention to what our guest here, Memory, said. Watch it with your friends. If you have peers and want to watch a good trash anime, go watch it. We have been watching it together, and it's very trash. It's like very bottom tier, but it's fun to turn off your brain and just have a fun of popcorn and just enjoy trash together with your peers and just talk shit about it.
We'll never like the cats too much, okay? To that point, please. Oh my god.
No, for real, it's horrible. It's bad. It's so bad.
But when it comes to conversations, let's get into our rapid fire. And what does rapid fire mean is that we have 3 segments. We have our rom-coms, our drama, and our shonen/action series that we have in common to discuss and talk about. So without further ado, let's get to our first rom-com. And right now it's going to be first to talk about it is Tying the Knot with Amagami Sister. I'm going to pass it to Nate and Crash to discuss this because I missed out on episode 14 and 15. I've been slacking. I'll catch up by next episode. My apologies. I don't know.
Game on you first off, Vash.
Episode 13 and 12, it just got so slow and I didn't see no interest to see the youngest sister story arc of her trying to win him over, so it just lost me. So I'm like, nah, I don't have no interest in you. But then once you guys spoke to me and saying that episode 14 and 15 are great, I'm like, yo, what? And time travel? But talk about it, guys.
Remember, I'm gonna leave it to you first. I want to hear your opinion on the episode. What you think of it so far?
I have read the manga for this one, so I think I'm well over like 100 chapters. I've been actually reading it since it first started. And the reason I was interested was because it was from the author is actually was an assistant to the author of Quintessential Quintuplets, which was like which was why I peeped it in the first place.
I see the similarities.
Yeah, the art is really good in the manga, but with episode 15, we're talking about episode 15, right?
Yeah, but
so the first part was the time loop. So
if you want to mention overall thoughts real quick as well, since it's your first time talking about it, yes, again, go ahead.
Which I like the series. I like the series. Especially when reading it, I feel like, I'm not sitting there like it's one of the greatest like rom-coms ever or anything like that. But there's a lot of really nice moments in it. With the cast. and I would say Yai is definitely best girl for sure. I know that's a big discussion about probably
the
about
college
the
girl
series.
Bash, the
Yeah,
college girl.
yeah, she is definitely the best girl.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
yes.
although lately Asahi has been getting the shine, like in the recent content with like the running. Um, she's like the little gremlin. She has the gremlin type energy, I guess you would say. But now they're gonna be getting more into kind of her and the which they've been getting into it, the rivalry with her and Karen. I think her name is the girl with the blonde hair.
Oh,
But yeah,
the high school. I mean, the childhood girl. Excuse me.
yeah. So they've had
Mhm.
like a rivalry, like a thing for like since they were, in their childhood or whatever. But yeah, the time loop thing, which they kind of have had little glimpses of it throughout the series. Like especially like with Uryu and some of the things like the visions that he has and things of that nature, like certain things that happen. It's not just with one girl either. It's with like multiple of them, just different occasions and stuff like that. So we are seeing that right now, kind of go in play with Asahi and Uryu. So, um, yeah, I this is the part of the story because at first I wasn't really too crazy. It was always Yai, like up until this point.
Yeah,
But
most of the
this
time.
part, this part I actually did come to like Asahi a bit more. And I think as this goes on, as they kind of finish up this little portion of the story, I think, well, hopefully a lot more people will enjoy her character too, because I think up until this point, she's just kind of been there. Like she's kind of has the gremlin energy. Like she has some cute moments, but she's like Yai compared to the other two girls is just on a totally different level. But now it's
Agreed.
kind of like Asahi's time to shine. So, but I know Crash probably wants to talk more about the time loop stuff because yeah,
What
that
I will,
probably
yeah.
I don't know if I'd say it like came out of left field, but it is kind of a crazy sort of development, I would say.
I will say real quick because I was trying to figure out the anime. I forgot about it for this week, and I now remember it. So the 100 Girlfriends. I'm going back to that Vash. Yes, the 3 year age. She and Guru are 3 years also apart from each other. So it's like, compare that, with the MC Rentaru and the other girl. It's like 3 year difference. So that's why like it's very right there. It's on the fence. But I mean, if you look past the age difference on that, you have like a genuine, you could claim genuine romance there with two people. So take that as you will. But with the time loop, right? The last episode had two parts of the time loop going on, trying to escape it. They couldn't. So now we're going on to the new episode. Again, two more times that they're trying to escape the time loop with Ayashi and with Uru. I'm not gonna go into crazy detail about exactly what happened, but more or less, they have an idea now of like what it is they need to do to try to escape it. And
Mhm.
Uru is actually kind of realizing now, like, oh, I've been pretty much telling Ayashi what it is to do for these time loops. I should let her do what she wants to do because it's pretty much like the whole reason we're here is because of her, not because of me. So she's the one should take initiative. If she wants to do what she wants to do, I should allow her to do it because she has that power. I shouldn't baby her because she's younger than me and whatever. And he learns that through the shrine maiden, the older shrine maiden, the other girl,
Oh,
Yomiko, yeah,
Yomiko, yeah,
Yomiko,
yeah.
yeah. And the phone call conversation I had between the two of them was the most funniest shit of my life. Like, oh, you like talking to other girls like that, my guy? You're one of those type of guys? How could you? And he was like, oh my god, you're right. Fuck, I'm so sorry. How can be such a piece of shit? I gotta let her do whatever she wants. He's like, yeah, that's right. Stop being a dickhead. Let her do what she wants, my guy. So that made me laugh my ass off a lot. So now we're seeing Ayashi's if you want to call her friend or classmate, her running partner, whatever, her arch rival, right? We now see as the viewers that she is the link between the time loop and why they can't leave. So I guess the next episode, the final part now is gonna be like making her wish come true, and now finally getting out of the time loop. Question mark, we don't know. Um, I liked it. It was very cute to see like everything happening, and Yaya also getting jealous of the relationship with
Yeah.
Aishi and Yuru. That shit had me also weak too. And she's with that cute like pouty face, like I thought I was your only one. What's up with that? That shit gets me because I'm with you on that memory. Yaya is my
Yeah.
main. I want her to
It's
be.
not
She
even
is a
close.
little. Yeah,
It's
no,
not even close. Yeah.
she is a little dunce And
Mhm.
in the beginning, I didn't like that, but she's growing onto me, and we see a lot of character development, which I wanted more than anything. So I'm glad that that's happening because I can like her even more now than I did back then. So I can't wait to see more of the development with these characters going on. And I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know really because I don't know, I haven't never read the manga, but I'm gonna take your word memory if you could tell me. The next arc after Ayashi is gonna be Yuna, or maybe
Yeah.
something completely different. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figured that's gonna be what's gonna happen. What's
Yeah.
gonna go down.
Most likely.
Yeah. Also, the new OP. Do you like the new OP? Because I love it. I love the new OP. I think
I'm
both of the OPs are really good. Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I skipped all of them.
that's
Didn't
fine.
like any.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing, yeah, the thing with the OPs I like a lot is that like they're like the characters themselves, like singing this, like it's all three of them in
Oh,
both
really?
the OPs. Yeah,
That's
which I
fine.
really like. Yeah, I really like when OPs do that, like when it's like the actual voice actors doing
Singing
them.
it.
Yeah, so the new one I really like. Visually, it's really good too. And I'm just
Yeah.
like that's the thing. Like I know because like different staff like work on the OP
Yeah.
sometimes like separately than the actual episodes. So that's why you'll see OPs look way different than the
Yep.
actual anime. So like both the OPs for Amagami, like they look so good. I'm just like, why couldn't the show look like this? But that's just how it goes. But yeah, the OP, I just wanted to mention that because the new OP is really good. It's really catchy. Like really cute too. There's like some good visuals in it and everything.
I
So
can't wait to get into it by this coming week when I get to it before we do the next recording. I got to watch 14, 15,
You
and 16.
better.
I
You
do.
better. You
I
have no
will-
excuse.
I will make it my homework by Tuesday or yeah,
Mm.
because on Tuesday is when the episode drops. By Tuesday, I watch 14, 15. Then I could text Nate and be like, "Yo, I'm ready for 16. I gotta watch it with you so I can make sure it's watch."
Yep.
I'm like, "Let's go."
Then we got
I
like 30 some whatever number we're at now. We're watching together.
Yeah.
I will note real quick. Yeah, the animation, the intro animation, outro. I do watch those at least. Like I will admit those are fire. Like hands
Mhm.
down. The first part and the second part, key. But the music aspect to that, I really care less about that. But I will say that much. Like I seen the animation for those straight fire.
I love
Awesome.
it. So let's move on to the next one. It is I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. How did you guys feel about this for episode 4 when we get a girl, our main character, his cousin or his little sister, kind of close relationship.
His cousin. We said what
Which it
she
was
said.
obvious that she was the ghost. When that was happening, I knew like, oh, this girl's the ghost. That's 100% obvious. And the way she just like revealed it to her, said like, I know who it is. It was me. I'm like, okay, very.
I want to go last on this because I have something to say about one specific girl, and I know you guys know what I want to talk about. But I'll let you guys please. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the episode first.
And I will say that I love how she cook him food and is trying to give it to him in the morning. That seems very adorable. Sometimes I'm the type of person that I just rather leave leave the crib. I could eat breakfast at work, but my wife would be telling like, nah, I'll make you food in the morning. Like, nah, baby, you gotta wake up earlier. It's okay, no worries. I got it. She's like, no, I want to make you your smoothie. I want to make you your sandwich. She's like, okay, I get it. I'll wait for it. And then I grabbed it. Then I head to work. So I find it very cute, very wholesome type. And the best friend of the MC, I believe her name is Himari. Himari was cute as hell, and we got confirmation, 100% fact that she likes him. Because once she said,
Yes,
"Hey, by the way, you're dating her?" No, you sure? You're not turning? No. Okay, just wanted to know. And just walk around like, all right, cool. That's you confirming that he's single and you want to date him. Like that's confirmation.
Make a
100%.
move.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
she might, yeah.
Yes.
Like I want to put my foot in the race, so I find that cute as hell. But Neko, I want to pass it to you because you are watching this show, right?
I am, but I haven't seen 3 and 4. But yes.
Oh, you haven't got a chance to see 3 and 4.
No.
Okay. Wanna
Good time,
add any thoughts about the show itself, or are you good to transfer to somebody else?
Nope. I think I mentioned last week about the grandparents, and that's all I wanted to get out because their grandparents is hilarious. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see them in 3 and 4. I don't know, but I love their grandparents so much. They're funny.
All right.
But that's it.
But how do you feel about this memory? Because I know we watched this episode together. So how did you enjoy the relationship?
This episode was all right. I feel like this is one of the probably weaker episodes we've had out of the 4 we've had so far. What's her name? The cousin. She had a lot of shine, a lot of focus in the episode, which I feel like for some like parts of her I find pretty cute, like adorable. Just some of the things she says and like some of her like um just some of her reactions. But I feel like for other like for me and I would assume for others, like I feel like even in this episode, I feel like she kind of like overstayed her welcome because there's just like I was just kind of getting a little tired of her after like a good bit, but there were moments with her too. I did think were like really cute, but also I feel like she there's a reason she's so like attached. There's obviously like I think from what she mentioned, she's been around him since she was like a child, since she was like really really young.
Yeah.
So she does have some kind of like it seems like he's been probably the person that's been for her been there for her the most. So that's probably explains the attachment. And I feel like with you mentioned Himari, I'm hoping because obviously we can tell like with them living together and spending time together, like they are, you can tell they're getting more and more into each other, right? But I feel like with Himari kind of throwing herself into the mix, I feel like it might, well, I'm hoping it progresses things maybe more quickly, or just progresses things more so.
Yeah, because
So
I kind of want to see the drama of how Himari puts the wrench into their love life or the couple because of how people are assuming when they have the same food, like, oh, they're a couple. I'm like, no, they're actually married already. Like, this just skip from first couple, first date, second date. They just, nah, we're married already. So that's a comedy of it. But I'm curious to see now that what happened if one of their friend knows and that likes them, how's her wrench in the story going to be?
yeah, I think like it'll start forcing the two main characters to start like questioning how they actually feel about one another, because right now they're like obviously they're married and they're doing a lot of these like married couple things and whatnot, but I feel like they haven't really sat down and like thought to themselves like, how do I really like feel about this person, like like is there like romantic feelings there, whatever the case may be, right? I feel like they really haven't had those thoughts. So I feel like if someone else comes in and you start feeling jealous or whatever the case may be, like that's when it kind of hits you like, oh, maybe I do actually feel this way. Like I know it's just a label, the marriage thing, but maybe there actually is more behind it. Like we actually are into each other romantically, which we know they are. But I think for the characters, for us to see that on screen and for them to say it is probably where we're going, or at least I hope. So
I'm on the same boat, but Crash, let's see your thoughts. What is your complaint?
No, I have no complaints. You stole it for me, what I was gonna say, but I was gonna bring up again another reference. So kinda not with an Amagami sister, excuse me, did it first, where Uru made, the bento for Yuna. They
Ah,
go to school.
yes.
Oh yeah, so it was nice to see that again. I didn't expect to see that, so it was very funny. I guess it can work in other animes. I don't think it's a ripoff or anything like that. So it was cute to see, to say the least. I didn't think it was a problem at all. I just can't wait to see where the romance will go in this aspect now. I really really Shisei's always been a funny character. I don't think she's anything weird or anything like that. The trope of like a sister con, or just your sister, might potentially your cousin, whatever, liking you like that. I think it's just like a kind of like a comedic aspect to it, which I don't think is a problem. But what I'm really looking forward to is Himari. I really, really, really want to know more than anything. Like, what's her moves? Is she gonna ask him out? Is she gonna try to do whatever? Like, this MC, Saito is very oblivious to I guess like love stuff, which is fine. I get that. But I just want to see, is she gonna go for him? I know that she knows that Akane likes him too, so she's gonna still pursue him, knowing that Akane likes him. Like I just still like same thing as last episode. I can't wait to see if she's gonna make the moves. If there's gonna be like a some kind of big event that makes them get all together, something like that. I don't know. I really can't wait to see that for her specifically.
All right, all right. So it sounds like we are enjoying that I'm getting married to a girl here in my class and we're having a good time with it. But now let's get into the meat and greedy about, I would say, this rom-com segment, Honey Lemon Soda. I want to pass it first to Neko on this one because I know she watched it with Man God and Crash, and then me and I believe Memory, we saw it together afterwards. But I want to pass it to you, Neko. What do you think of this episode? Because you read the manga, so you know more about this. So you're telling us it's a good, it's not the best series to get adapted, but you're enjoying it. How do you see episode 3? Because we all on the same page. Well, myself, Manga, and Memory, that this has been the best episode as of yet.
Yeah, this is really good because it kind of even got us more dynamic between the two characters, right? Like he talked more about himself, and she got to really see a different side to him, and just even for herself, right? You can actually see her being more like open and like I don't know, like she's not as like she's still definitely still shy and whatnot, but she's becoming more out like talkative, more engaging with other people, and I'm excited for you everyone to see like just how much better she gets on that, and especially the MC too, because right now he's still kind of mysterious and like what's up with him, but this episode showed us a little bit of that light of like him talking about just even little stuff about himself and her kind of being very interested in that, and she's already confirmed right for herself that she likes him. But for him, like we don't really know if he does or he's just intrigued by her for some reason. It's something that he just can't leave her alone. And just seeing the couch scene was really cute. That scene's like probably like one of the biggest like stepping stones for the relationship, and it was really cute.
The bedhead.
Yeah, the bedhead was funny. He's like, that's why I have a hat, you know, because my bedhead's horrible. She's just laughing.
She almost
like,
spilled
really?
the beans too. She almost spilled the beans.
For real, he was like, "Shh, you only know that, girl. Like, why you?"
The way he grabbed her too. The way he grabbed her.
Yeah, to put the
behind
mouth
her,
like
that
just put the mouth like right here, like nah, don't speak and everything. But I do want to say what I wrote as well. My quick things I wrote was this man dead ass said about her. She is an inorganic substance. Is this a compliment? Question mark. Best episode so far. Cute direction we're going towards the characters. She's already making enemies within the group. That chick jealous? Question mark. They got lost in the forest. It seemed like our Uka about to be blamed by the jealous chick.
Oh my god.
Spicy drama.
But,
Yeah.
But Memory, how do you feel about this? Because I know you enjoyed it as much as I did as well. Out of this being the best episode, so talk to me. What is it that you felt like finally hooked you? And has it hooked you in, or do you still want to drop it?
I don't think I want to drop it now, but this definitely was the best episode out of the 3. Really for the things Neko said with Uka, like she's opening up more and she's being a lot more expressive, which is, you know, what we want to see. So it's this nice seeing that. I don't know. There's this like I just find some parts of the series like pretty cringe. I'm not gonna lie, especially just some of the dialogue, like the inorganic substance thing, and then the couch scene when he was like, "I'm gonna rest," and then he just put his head down and started sleeping. I was like, I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, are you serious? Like, wake me up. He said. I'm just like, there's some things. Maybe that's just a little gripe, I guess, but like. I need to see still some significant, I feel like, development, especially with like we're seeing it with Uka, which I want to see that continue on, but with the main dude too, I feel like because I feel like right now Uka might have, because through 3 episodes I've kind of just been like the dude just been like whatever. I didn't really like Uka at all the first episode or 2, but like she kind of took a big step forward in episode 3. So I might actually like her more than the dude. So I need to see the dude make some strides here soon in terms of like, you know, his character. So, but we're trending in a right direction, I would say, for sure. So hopefully it can keep it up because I want to like this show. It was not looking good at all from episode 1, but I feel like we've been progressing nicely. So,
all right, all right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take Crash's spot here.
All right, go, man. Go. Talk to us.
Go.
How do you feel
I'm
about
so
this? Because you
upset.
also enjoy this.
he said,
I'm so upset. I wanted to drop this show so
He
badly.
did.
I was talking about it. I was telling Crash because we kind of got on him about his whole segment of calling stuff trash and whatnot. So we made him watch episodes to, you know, actually like watch them. And I wanted to drop this so bad, but I told him I'd give it 3 episodes because that's what I do. I wanted to drop it so badly, but episode 3 was actually good.
Let's go.
Like not mid, not acceptable. It was an actual good episode, and it upsets me so much. I wanted to drop it. I really did. I didn't want to watch it. But gosh.
Score one for the
Episode
rom-com,
3.
boys. ISEKAI losing this season. Let's get it.
Hey, no, hey, rom-coms dominate this season. Look,
yeah, I'll say rom-coms dominated this season as now.
Yes,
I
sir.
love you, Vash, but it ain't happening this season. We lost.
We take W's where we can. I like that.
Look,
I like that.
I'm a rom-com fiend. I've been reading a lot of shoujo lately. This one felt like one of the bad shoujos. It's not bad. It's getting good. It's getting all right. It is not. It's on my top 10, and I hate to admit it. Anyway, Crash, go ahead.
What I will say is the job ain't over till it's over. Things can change. It can be okay and go right back down. So hey, this is this week. Next week is a different story. We hope and pray that it maintains its course. That's what we hope for right now with this thing. What I will say real quick is, for whatever reason, I've been watching the numbers lately with the show specifically. It was 7 out of 10. Now it's literally at a 6.9 out of 10 on Mao. So I was very surprised to see that. So I guess not a lot of people felt the way we felt for this specific episode, which is surprising. And there was another point that you guys didn't bring up, which I was genuinely surprised, which I peeped, and I really hope that's the case, where Tomoya and Kai, that little moment where Yuka was in the middle, and they're like, damn, like we got these two guys might fight for her. I was like, ooh, this might get a little interesting. I like the aspect, like his best friend and not Kai might actually have feelings for this girl and might want to pursue her. That's an interesting take in itself, and it's only episode 3. So I'm like, okay, we could potentially see a moment where, like, hey, he even said in the first episode too, if I'm not mistaken, where he's like, how would you like if I take this girl out? He didn't say which girl specifically. He said it could have been any girl, but we, as the viewers, know we're not oblivious. We know he was referring to Yuka, because that's who this whole story is about. So I wouldn't mind seeing this little kind of like, these two guys fighting for this one girl. It'd be very interesting to see. It may not even happen at all, but it's nice to see that too. And I forgot to mention this during the beginning of last week, but it was cool to see Serena's voice actress. I didn't know it was being voiced by Rii Takaishi. I'm sorry for pronouncing her name wrong, but she's one of my favorite Japanese voice actresses, so shout out to her. I didn't know she was voicing Serena, so I can't wait to see more of her in the next episode. I hope she doesn't do nothing really bad, but there's something going on right now in the mountains, and it doesn't look good. So I hope for the best for Yuka. That's all I can say.
All right. So, let's move on to Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to my charm, because this might be one anime that I don't mind maybe dropping, but depending.
Whoa.
Mid as fuck. Hold on, let's hear your voice talk.
Slowly roll, bro.
No.
I'm still giving it.
Roll, man.
So like Man God said, he's giving 3 episodes. For our show, for High and Flop, I'm giving 6 episodes. I'm being nice. I'm going halfway. So for Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to my charm, I'm still giving it to episode 6, but episode 3 was good enough for me. But I believe I have it in my ranking. I think let me see, Medaka, where are you, Medaka? I have that right now. Out of my 23 animes that I've seen, right now is ranked number 20 for this week, episode 3. Not saying it's a bad thing. Not saying it's a bad, but that is I gave it like episode 7 as a rating, because it was a school festival vibes. The usual thing. Outfits change of the MC, awkward type of bunny girl scene, and also the reason I have it low is because for the second half of the episode I fell asleep.
Yes, sir. That's the one.
Exactly. And you know why I could say that is because I have evidence. I have memory.
Ken vouch. He did.
And I met God. We watched it together, and I literally told him, like, damn, I don't remember what happened in the last 5-8 minutes of the episode. I literally was zoning out, and there's nothing.
I think Gremlin said he fell asleep, or Man God. He said he fell asleep in episode 1 too, so everyone's falling asleep watching this. I think
I fell asleep on episode 1. I fell asleep.
Yeah,
on
episode 1. Yeah.
Hey, so it seems like
I also fell asleep. It's honestly
Not
we
me,
keep
though.
watching it at late. All right, I don't know.
I need to understand Memory's perspective, honestly. Like,
so talk
are
about
you
Memory.
saying it's
Okay, so I
better?
read the manga. I do read the manga for this
Okay.
as well, like Amagami. And I agree. The beginning part is pretty mid. It's repetitive as fuck, for sure. But it does get better. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's gonna become one of the greatest rom-coms ever, but it does get better. This is probably the worst it gets, honestly, where it's at right now.
So are you saying that the after the festival arc it gets better from there? Because literally the last three, and I'm not meaning to talk shit on you. I just like the first 3 episodes we're seeing the same fucking sequence over and over again. Still fucking going to the street. You see her skirt go up in the fucking water. Like, oh, I'm a queen bee. This. Oh, I love this. That. Like, bro, come on, play something original, please. Like,
yeah, I think they're gonna keep that. They're probably
they
just
are,
using
man.
that as the
We're
intro.
skipping that shit all the time.
This show will get
skipping
points
that.
for that.
We're skipping
Hell
like,
no.
there's no point for that.
The beginning part is pretty repetitive because the girl Mona, she's like, oh, everyone's eyes on me. She's trying to get the dude's attention, but like now they're hinting at a potential love rival.
Yes,
and that pushes the main sort of couple forward more, especially Mona.
That is what I'm hoping for.
So that's where I feel like it starts to get better is that, because it kind of goes away from the repetitive nature where she is like, she thinks she's the shit, all eyes on her, she's trying to get the attention of him. The thing that I like about Mona is like from what it seems right now, like she has an ego and all that, but really like deep down she wants to be sort of treated just like a normal high school girl, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that Medaka treats her, like he doesn't like put her really on like a pedestal how like others do. So she's, he treats her just like she's a normal, girl, like a normal high school girl or whatever. So that's something I do like about the series. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say it's like it's one of the greatest rom-coms I've read, but it does get better. I understand right now. I understand why Man God is dropping it if he is actually. Because right now it's pretty mid. It's probably not even good, but it does get better. So if there's any inkling of you that wants to, keep on with the series, I would say hold out, because this is, like I said, this is probably the worst it's going to get for a bit. There are some questionable things that happen later in the manga, but that's like way further on. Like the anime is not even going to get to that stuff. So
okay,
yeah, I will say, like, at least to you specifically, right? When I first saw this, it reminded me a lot of Yamada's First Time. I don't know if you've seen that anime.
Yeah,
I got a lot of that vibes going from that. The bunny.
And they haven't even focused on Best Girl yet. They haven't even focused on Best Girl yet.
Best Girl hasn't even shown yet.
Yeah, they haven't even they've shown her, but they haven't like focused on her. Okay. So
I might have to stick around.
I will say that too.
I was gonna drop it. I'm one of those completionists. I will watch it to the end, no matter how bad it is. Under memory, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it 100%. I know it's mid. The bunny girl outfit, I will say, was fire. Despite the age, I know we get it, high schoolers, whatever, but we get the trope shit. So if it's gonna be more stuff like that happening in the future, or even better, I might stick around. Right now it's still mid for me. I hope it changes, but right now I don't have any faith in the show.
That's valid. And the scene where. Well, I think was she still in the bunny suit, like when she was pressing up against him, like
that was literally the first half of the episode. Yeah,
okay. Some of the dialogue I feel like was just too extra from her in that scene for sure.
Yes,
like some of the like explanations she was like giving, and she was like, I don't know, she was getting like very descriptive on like what was happening in that scene. I'm just like, whatever.
It's going too detailed where I didn't need it as well. So understandable.
Yeah. My final point to that, I just found out right now looking at my anime list. That girl we're talking about right now, going to see in the next episode. I know she was being voiced by Sora Ananati, who is also playing one of my favorite Japanese voice actresses.
She's great.
The Girlfriend. Yeah, so yeah. I know you're not gonna like that, Vash, but I have to say her name anyway. Shout out to her. So
yeah, I was gonna say, Neko, have any thoughts about this show, about Medaka Kuroiwa is a person of my charm, or you good?
I think so far I'm just letting it cook, because I've always seen Memory always post on Twitter about it, so I'm just waiting for whatever comes up.
Yeah, I think I was tweeting when I was reading about it. I think I was tweeting out about it.
That one in Amagi is, and I need to even catch up with that one too. But yeah, those two I've always remembered you posting about it. So yeah, but for right now, Medaka, it hasn't really caught me because of everything y'all have talked about. But so far, if memory says it gets better, I trust. But I'm just in pain right now watching that beginning segment every episode. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
why, man, why?
Yeah, we were watching it together. We're like, wait,
Yeah,
is this episode 2?
Yeah, we all
yeah,
questioned
The
it.
first 2 episodes, I'll let slide. The third one, I literally
Yeah.
wrote on my notes, losing points immediately. Like, if
Yeah.
this shit happens again in episode 4, I will give it a 6 out of 10 and consider it trash.
It's just like the One Piece shit, how they repeat the thing every time. Like a bunch
Oh,
of other
yeah.
shows have done it, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when does not need it?
But
Not
why is
for.
this show doing it? This show don't need it. This show
No.
don't need that, bro.
It don't. But you know what show needs to be talked about? The last thing for rom-com is I have a crush at work. I know this is a quick
my-
conversation because it's just more of the enjoyment. So I want to ask you guys because have you ever had the time where you're dating your partner at work and you by accidentally meet up with them in the storage closet and then you gotta hide from your peers and not get caught because nobody's gonna question this. Hey, you guys are peer workers. You guys are gonna show up in the same closet.
right.
It's gonna
literally.
make it more awkward that you're hiding. So that's just an interesting perspective. So have you guys been in that predicament at work?
Nah, crazy enough. No, not really. You know.
Same as what
I
I
mean,
haven't, but I've been close to
What?
some. I've been close to
I
that
was
because
gonna.
I did date my current partner at work. So we I will be like, hey, wanna go to the bathroom? Like, no. I'm like, hey, wanna go upstairs? No. Hey, wanna go? Okay,
Oh.
cool.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, I have had a workplace like I've had a relationship with someone who I worked with, but
Oh.
there's never been like some closet or whatever shit.
Okay.
I have
never
met
did.
my wife at a retail store. That's how we met. I will say on record, we have not done anything of the sorts. But I'm pretty sure if life allowed, who knows, right? Who knows? But definitely, when you have the opportunity, don't let it slip. That's my biggest advice to anybody out there who works in the same spot as their partner.
Excuse me. Oh.
They're really not doing a good job of I feel like trying to keep this under wraps.
They're
still.
horrible actors. They're horrible.
Yeah, they're
as
horrible.
well. Like
They're like,
people
let's be more careful, and they're walking around like holding hands and shit, like behind me. Like I'm like, what? Bro?
Do you guys not have cameras in the goddamn office? Like they
No,
can't
literally.
catch 4K?
Yeah,
Literally.
like, bro, you're in the stock room. There should be cameras there. Like, that's a
God.
sensitive
Oh,
files
God.
being there. You and I, like, come on, like, me and my girl, we hit our relationship for almost a good 8 months to a year when nobody found out. So like, it's not that hard. You just gotta be honest and just gotta have a lot of patience. Because I know the girl just started dating, you want to hold her, want to kiss her, want to just feel all up and grope. But you gotta have patience with like, once you get out of work, walk 2 blocks away in a 2-block diameter, then make sure that nobody's around, and then go back to normal being a couple. It's just gotta find a work-life balance.
Yeah, which is, I think outside of work they do well, but even when that date in the baseball, that one, they could have made it seem like they weren't a couple. Like I don't know why they were freaking out, but I
They
get
were
it.
mad extra. Like people are in baseball get like, yeah, it'll be different if y'all start kissing, making out, holding hands.
Yeah.
But y'all can still get up, get excited, still talk about like
Literally.
that. Like
cheer with each other and all that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that's what people do at baseball games.
Which I think they did, right? He got really into it. And she's like, "Oh wow, he likes baseball. Okay." And, like she was even getting into it, so that was cute. But also in that storage room, she knew what she was doing. She was like, "Actually, just keep hiding." And that scene was insane. I was like, I know what you're doing." She was like, she wanted a little bit more horny time.
Yeah.
She wanted to like,
Didn't they have the whole thing, like, if I remember correctly, like they were like breathing in like the smoke or like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Her
coming out, like,
position
the
too.
steam,
Oh
yeah.
my god! I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa!"
they was getting very, very type
Steamy.
of sexually aroused during that time. Like,
Yeah,
ma'am,
yeah.
y'all should be working. There's not the time and place for that. Y'all gotta organize those files.
Yeah, literally. But that was like a really cute episode.
It was. Very wholesome.
Everything was cute, and of course, like her confronting the friend, because the friend was like, well, at least the colleague was like, "I'm not telling you. Why are you so nervous around me? You're making this more obvious than it should be." Like
Bro
we
was
were
like,
talking
I
about.
don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to
Bro
do
don't
my
give a
job.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
bro, like I'm just here to work. You're making it more obvious. They're like, yeah, my friend and me. I was like, fuck, who did it? Like, bro, they don't care, and you also not gotta tell them more information. Just cut it off as is. Don't move on. That's it.
Literally. But yeah, very cute, very cute.
But Anything else to
I
add to
think-
that? If not, oh man, God, you got some questions? You got some comments?
Damn, bro, he keeps skipping over me like I'm not here. It's
My
crazy.
Mochi,
apologies,
mochi.
but I do be forgetting about man, God. I do be forgetting. My apologies.
It's really good. It's cute. It'll always be cute. See, there's a lot of shows y'all talk about that I just can't speak on because I've already read. This is one of them. It's really good. I
read
really
it too. You
really
just
like
said
the
it again.
boy who I really like the boy who knows. He's like, guys, why are you so obvious? He's like even if I didn't know, I would know. What's wrong with you
True.
guys?
True.
It's a really good show. You know, if you really like rom-coms, you know, it's the season of rom-coms. Check it out. All I'm saying. All right. Now you can go.
All right, so let's get into our drama section, chat. So let's talk about quickly, because I know this is going to be a quick conversation since I know a lot of people are not caught up to it, but I want to get into it. The Amoku MD Doctor Detective. I know the only two people that are watching are probably Crash and Memory that are up to date, because I know myself and Mangod and Echo we're still on episode 2 right now that we need to catch up with the next few. So any quick thoughts that you guys want to give Crash and Memory about this series? Any recommendation that a lot of people should check it out or not?
Floor is yours, Memory. I give it to you first.
Honestly, before I went into this, I was like, this is gonna be like, I don't know if anybody that remembers, like, I don't even know if it's still going on right now, but like the only reason I bring it up or even thought of it because like when I was a kid, I was over my grandma's house a lot, and she always had on General Hospital.
Yes, that was the other one. Yeah,
and I was like, this is literally about to be General Hospital, the anime or something or whatever. I don't know if it's quite that, but I really don't have too many thoughts on this, and I'm enjoying it more than I thought I was going to, honestly, because I didn't really like. I think Neko actually was the one who kind of, because I think like when I did my lineup video for like stuff,
Yes.
I didn't even have this one in here, and then Neko brought it up, and I looked into it more.
I forgot that you're right.
Yeah, like the first 2 episodes were kind of like an arc because it had like the whole stuff with like the blue blood and which some of that was a bit crazy. Like the dude carried like the whole like dinosaur skeleton or whatever and like clawed the dude's like leg or whatever. I was like, what the hell? And then like the recent episode, it was like I don't want to get into too many details because I know some of you guys are gonna catch up. But it was dealing with like some kind of like human combustion or like it was like
a curse. Yes.
Yeah, it was like a curse or like it was like some what are they called, the onmyoji or whatever. So that was in the most recent episode, but yeah, that's like it does deal with some stuff that's like you would kind of think like, how is that a thing? Or like even the blue blood, I was like, I've never even heard of that, but apparently it's actually like a real thing. So there's like things that have been brought up in this show where I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And like a lot of terminologies, like you can learn a lot if you're really paying attention. I feel like you could actually learn quite a bit from this series. So, and then also dealt with like epilepsy. Like one of the episodes dealt with epilepsy. I was like, I've never saw an anime deal with epilepsy or go into it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
for me,
this show I've enjoyed a lot more than I thought. So I give it props. And Aimer is on the OP, so that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Aimer is amazing. I haven't heard the OP too much. I've only heard like good 20-30 seconds. Was really good though. I did like the first episode. That's the only one I've seen, and it reminded me. I don't watch a lot of this type of genre of anime or storytelling of hospital animes like that, but I've lurked because my partner does, and I've lurked, and this reminds me a lot of Grey's Anatomy. And for anybody that have seen Scrubs, I grew up with watching like those type of comedy sitcoms of these, and Scrubs is something that just reminded me of like the weekly type of, health issue of the week. It's kind of like the villain of the week, but instead of villain is the health issue of the week.
Yeah, it's very like episodic for sure. I do like how the main character also has like the whole brain blast, like
I was gonna say that shit too. Yes,
I'm gonna be observing this shit on papers. You're like,
like anime style.
Bro's a fishing person in the first episode. Like, speaking of the fishing, doing this, I'm like, oh, okay, that's different. Vale, cool. But Crash, what you think about this series? Are you glad that you're enjoying it? 3 episodes in.
Like I said, I like medical mysteries. If you like medical mystery stuff, if you watch House, Grey's Anatomy. I forgot the name of the show, but it's the autistic kid who's a doctor.
Dexter?
General Hospital. No, not
The Good
Dexter.
Doctor?
It's the meme one where it's like, I
The
am a
Good
doctor.
Doctor?
Yeah, that one. I forgot his name, the name of the show, but that one.
The
The
Good
Good Doctor?
The Good Doctor. Sorry, thank you.
Thank
Yeah, if you like stuff like that and you want to see an anime format, it's very cool. Every episode is gonna have between a story to two stories about medical mysteries in itself, trying to figure it out. The last one is a two-parter. You've seen the first part. Now we're gonna see the second part going now into week 4. Um, the characters I honestly could give a fuck about. Honestly, there
Yeah,
is
that's
a bit of a romantic tension, but it's not explained yet. I think I gotta get headed with that. But past
Mhm.
that, I only care about the show in terms of the medical mystery. Just figure out like what's causing these people to get sick, and then figure it out. Like you would not even consider the answer to those questions. You couldn't. It's just like, oh, how's she gonna figure it out? And then bam, like, oh, it's this. What? No way. And then it's explained, and then treatment, and then all right, cool. So
That's
um,
cool.
I like stuff like that personally. It's not for everyone, but if you do
Mm.
enjoy learning stuff like that, especially in the science aspect, especially with an anime that not a lot of animes really do explain stuff like that. Really, I would recommend it personally. Like I said, it's a two-parter. The last episode had to do with the curse. The curse was explained, but there's more to the story than lets on. If you know about the guy in the jumpsuit, that's all I'm gonna say. I think he might come back? Question mark. So we'll find out.
Copy. When it comes to the jumps, you guys gotta check it out. But if you guys want to talk about the Apothecary Diaries season 2, episode 3 that came out this Friday, we're here. We must saw the fucking frog. Chad, we saw the
Ribbit.
fucking damn frog. I don't know what does it mean. I don't know. That's all I know. It's a man god and our girl Neko here just keeps talking about frog, the opening the doors. But I will say I really enjoyed this episode. It was again about poisonous and mushrooms, and our boy Jinshi doesn't want it to continue being around because a concubine died. And it was all part of a
Wow.
plan. It was all like a domino effect. Was everything coincidence? We continue on that rabbit hole. So I really enjoyed that of how the way Mao Mao breaks everything down and she analyzed everything in with evidence without being conjecture and without assuming and accusing, because it's very bad to assume and accuse. So she is breaking stuff down without with having concrete evidence, and she has a crazy sadistic mind that she wants to play around with the living with the dead, because she wants to see what a mushroom will grow out when the dead body is there.
of course.
But how do you
Yeah,
guys feel about this?
I think this brought on the point of, again, like in season 1, why her dad didn't want her to touch any dead bodies, right? Because there's so many things you could do with this. So the mushrooms, like being on top of the dead body, was like, oh my god, don't let her get near that body. But her having the mushrooms was enough, because she was like, oh my god, I could do so much stuff with this stuff. So that was kind of funny to me, because it kind of brought back just that whole thing. So, and then also, of course, the concubine, that was kind of like scary. I was like, whoa, they actually planned this and they did all this to hide that they killed her, basically. I was like, damn, this is insane. That was scary. But it shows like how many other stuff that could be like going on and they wouldn't notice, right? Because like I think I remember Zenshi visiting her. She didn't say anything, but you would see all that bandages on her, so he never had a clue. Like this brings on like so much other stuff that has already been like questioned since season 1. Like so many like plans and conspiracies of like killing one another. It's sad. It's really sad. I'm like, damn, bro.
And how about you, Memory? How you feeling about this episode? Do you care about the frog? Do
Uh,
you know about the frog?
I know about the frog. I actually haven't watched the episode 3 though. Season 2. I watched the episode where, well, episode 2 obviously, but I think it was like where Mama was going into like the system around the city or whatever, and like how it could lead to like disease and things of that nature
Yeah.
if not managed properly. And then also I think it left off on the cliffhanger, probably like obviously what you guys are talking about, alluding to, that they were like kind of throwing shade on a character, if I remember correctly, at the end of episode 2.
Oh, yes.
And it was like something with the like
Concubine.
Mao. What? Yeah, wasn't it like the sense or whatever
Yes.
she was
Yes.
like picking up on? Yeah, and that it could lead to problems with the pregnancy or whatever.
Yeah, well, that was crazy.
So yeah, I still need to watch the newest episode, but
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. Speeds up the story, the progression of where Mama.
yeah, because
is
episode
and-
2 was a bit. Episode 2 of season 2 was a bit slower, I would
Yeah.
say, for sure.
Episode 3 does kick things into gear, but Crash, tell us your thoughts about this episode. What did you think about it? Are you excited about the frog?
You guys are not gonna like my take on this episode, so I'm gonna take words from my wife on this one because we've seen it together. Episode 3, despite it being amazing, I love the sequence of events building up to what happened with the concubines, what happened with the mushrooms, the smell that's been going on around, the weird garden, potentially building up a new building for, the servants to learn and write and everything like that. My Happy Marriage and Apothecary Diaries are like right there between each other. We both love the series, but to that, My Happy Marriage just has a little bit more drama than Apothecary Diaries. Mind you, I love Apothecary Diaries. I really, really do love it, but unfortunately, I feel like it's building up into something more serious that's gonna happen right now. That being said, because it's building up, even now with this last episode that came out, that we've seen a lot of things happening, my attention is more focused towards something like My Happy Marriage than with Apothecary Diaries. Nothing wrong with Mao Mao. Nothing wrong with those, like what Neko said, with that scene with the mushrooms. That shit had me laughing. That was very cute to see. Getting back into that feel of how Apothecary Diaries was in season 1. I just feel like going to also what Memory said too, the last 2 episodes was a bit slow, and I see them building up to something potentially more interesting, more serious, which is fine. But because of that, my attention is more focused towards other animes. So that's why, unfortunately, my interest isn't all in there. Not to say again, like the episode wasn't bad. The what had happened in that episode with the concubines, again, I can't really speak much on it, but that shit was crazy. Just to, like, and it's not even confirmed. That's what Mao Mao theory is, but we're gonna assume it's correct anyways. So just to find out like all that shit happened in a span of an episode, and then shit's still gonna keep going down in the next episode is still interesting itself. But like I see that, and then I'm like, oh, but you have some Warlow going down in fucking My Happy Marriage. That's more interesting right now. Like, what's gonna happen with this one? I gotta see what's happening with this time shit. So that's how I feel about it. I hope it gets a little more interesting, because I'm starting to lose just a bit of interest for the Apothecary Diaries right now, which is unfortunate, only because I just want to like get to the point in a sense. Not that it already is, but like I want like a little bit more, I guess, than more the mystery than gives.
That's a wild take. But before we transition to the next one, man, God, have any thoughts about this wild take from Crash that he is feeling not it, that he might even drop it, that he might even watch the frog?
I never said dry. What the hell? Wait, what?
But man, God, any thoughts about it?
All I know is I saw the frog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get it. Jinchi's the frog, bro. He's the frog.
He's the prince.
Is he the
Yes,
frog?
he needs the true love
He's the
kiss.
frog, bro. Yeah, he's a frog.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Wow.
that's wrong, but yeah, we like it.
whoa! I like that.
Some
No,
Shrek shit.
they do a lot of funny things. I think right now, I've read a little bit of Apothecary, not much past this. So like, I think there's a lot of stuff happening in the background,
Yes.
and that when stuff is cooking in the background, the episode won't be as it's building to a climax, right? And I feel like you said, My Happy Marriage had a climax. So like it's not there. I understand that, and that's completely fair. And I agree. I have My Happy Marriage ranked higher too. You just gotta let Apothecary cook, I think.
That's
getting there.
exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I hope it comes next episode, but like that's why my attention is towards the other one. But to your
Nah,
frog
Apothecary's a
thing,
really slow burn show. I think you guys got to get used to the cooking for a little bit longer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be there. I don't know.
Did they
my
focus
thing,
more on the? You don't have to go into too much details, but the she has like the light purple hair. The forget what her name is.
the
Are
servant.
you talking about Ongyan or whatever?
Yeah, the new girl that pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, the new girl.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, her.
Did they focus on her in the newest episode? Because in episode 2, the way they were directing the shots, they obviously made like they made me think as the viewer like, okay, there's something else going on with her.
Correct.
Mm.
We
She's
do
up.
see her next
Yeah.
episode. She
Okay.
returns.
She likes bugs.
What?
Yeah.
She likes bugs.
Yeah.
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 Oh, the servant. Yeah,
Yeah. Her.
I
Yeah.
thought he meant the other concubine.
I thought you meant to call. Yeah, I thought you were referring to her too. Yeah.
So did I. So did I. I will say, I don't remember. Like I read this a while ago, so I really don't remember. This is not me leading anything. Is the blue haired concubine? Is she pregnant? Like,
Yes.
did anyone else get
Yeah,
that
she is
vibe?
pregnant.
Yes, she is
I believe
pregnant.
she is
Yes.
pregnant.
Are you
but-
sure she
but hiding
is?
it. I feel
Yeah,
like she is
she's
not.
because
So what you want to remember is
Yeah.
in the first season, if you guys remember, like with
Girl
the
lost her
Laku
child.
thing happening. Yes. So Mao Mao gave her some secret sex techniques to impress
Well,
the
yeah.
emperor with to impregnate her. That's what happened. That's why
Yes.
she's pregnant now.
But and
But
also
are
in
we
season
sure?
2,
But
well,
you gotta remember, Mama's been in the back for a while. Like,
No,
so
but
if she
yeah.
were pregnant, she'd already had a kid.
no, Gertrude
No,
got
you
pregnant
see
now.
in the first
No.
episode. You see her
No,
like
that-
she's like touching the belly.
touching the belly, but also someone brought like medical records to confirm she has a child, and that's why the maid servant, the maid servant gave a face like she was like, "Damn it," or something. Like
Because
it,
the second in waiting was looking at the paperwork and she's kind of like,
yes,
oh,
like-
what is this? Yes.
yeah,
But then it comes into question: is the sense that are trying to cause a miscarriage? Are they from? Who are they targeting? Because if
Well,
they're
don't
both
know.
pregnant,
We don't know yet.
If they're targeting
As of viewers, we don't know yet.
the pink hair concubine or the blue hair. They don't know who
As
they're
a-
targeting, so they're trying to find
yes, yeah.
and
Go
you
on.
would figure that at least Mama would know if the blue haired's pregnant because she's the one realistically taking care of them both, right?
Yes, but she hasn't been there for a minute.
She's been in the Jade Pavilion for a while, so that's
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the
She
way
hasn't
she's been
visited it.
utilized, wouldn't she know?
No, she wouldn't know because she hasn't been there. She hasn't been there for a minute. Like she's mostly been occupied with the Jade our other one.
Yeah, I'm not.
They are
I
cool.
agree
They are
with you, but don't you think the Emperor would have been like, "Hey, could you go look at her?"
No,
You
because
probably-
remember, he's playing favorites. Remember, the emperor likes
Yeah.
certain concubines. So right now, he likes.
Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
they're the two. Those are two of his four. Surely Mao Mao would know if both of them are pregnant.
Well, my thing,
So-
what I took from it was that the main one hasn't told anyone, right? Or like, because she got the paperwork to confirm it. I don't even know if she's even told our lady that she is pregnant. Like, because I'm guessing like the other concubine made the appointment to see if she was pregnant, but I don't know if the maidservant has or the second in line has told her like, oh yes, you are pregnant, because she made a face like, I'm gonna keep this from her. That's what I got from it. That she's not even letting her confirm or deny like if she is pregnant. So I think we're going to go back to that, but we haven't been focused on that. We just know that our other lady, she's pregnant and she is growing and stuff like that. So we even haven't gone back to that situation, which now that y'all brought it up, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, because I took it that she's worried about the miscarriage of her lady, right? The other lady, I forget their names. I'm going to be our pink one.
Liwa? I think is her name. Liwa, the blue hair girl. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying right here.
yeah. Liwa, and then Gyokyo. I forget.
Yeah.
So that's what she's worried about, the miscarriage of her. But when she finds out that it's actually targeted for the blue-haired one, which I'm taking it, right? I don't know who is actually like targeted, but I think it's targeted for the blue-haired one. So I don't know. But I don't know. That's where the mystery is going to go into, I'm guessing.
See, that's
But
what I
Mama
wanted
hasn't
to
been there.
talk about.
Yeah,
That-
Mama
that's
hasn't
what I
been
wanted
there.
to talk about. Y'all were talking about like the mushrooms and all that. I'm over here like, what about this? Like, I'm so curious.
No, that's,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's
feel like
good.
it's too early
That's fair,
to ask. Yeah.
because you missed something
Yeah.
that we caught on, and that's good. Like we clear up the thing that you missed, or something that you could fill in.
Mhm.
It works out.
Yeah. But yeah, good
all I
point to
got.
bring up. I didn't want to bring it up because it is a good point to bring up, but I don't have much information. But that's what I got from it. Is all that.
Same.
Okay.
But let's talk about something that I'm ready to sleep on and move on, because I've read from a commonplace to World's Strongest season 3. This is in our shonen / action conversation for rapid fire. I don't have much to say because you guys want to know what I wrote. Let me see. Where is it? Where's Afrota? I think
Oh, God.
Afrota is number 21. This is under
Oh.
Medaka Kuroiwa. It's impressed to my charm. I had this at a 7 out of 10 for this
Wow.
episode. I wrote the first half of the episode. Our boy Hajime fight his former self when he arrives at the test. This man is This man beats it easily and accepts, and accepts. You keep writing, so it keeps moving the document down, so I keep losing where I am.
sorry.
Oh, where was I? I lost my track. Okay, and accept that he's no longer human without overcoming his emotion. He said he's gonna continue to push through no matter what. The second half of the episode, I was falling asleep or taking a nap because Shizuka was fighting her own twin evil version and was struggling to accept that she loves Hajime and wants to be by his side. My favorite part of the episode was Hajime monologue to himself. And the last thing I wrote, I fell asleep on the second half, on the last 8 minutes of the episode. And I like Hajime's monologue because him accepting that he doesn't want to go back to the earth, or he doesn't give a fuck about his emotions, because not that he doesn't care, it's because he has emotional intelligence, but not in the best control way, more as that he'd rather not even focus on his emotion because he'd rather think logically and just get shit done, because he'd rather push through the problem and just figure out the solution and not give a fuck about how he feels because he'd rather get the shit done. So I like that type of monologue and that type of introspective on his thoughts about his current life situation. Other than that, to me, this episode was a solid 7. Like, nothing was bad, but it lost me interest where this season 3 has been very slow and stagnant, where I get it, they want to knock out the labyrinth, but other than that, I'm ready to move on, and that's about it. That's all I got.
I think
Yes,
I think I would have preferred if like Hajime had actually like there's a reactor that likes to talk about integrating with your inner self, your darkness to integrate with the monster. Like, cuz inside of everyone there's a darkness.
Yeah.
Like we all have these messed up thoughts. You have to accept yourself and come to terms that you have those thoughts. And I felt like it would have been much more in character, in my opinion, for Hajime to have been like, yeah, I think that, but I can get through that because it doesn't matter to me. I wanna do this because that's what I want to do. And like I will become better. I will get through anything because of Yue and the people that I love. So I'm willing to take on the hardships like headfirst. I think it would have been better if he actually faced his darkness and like integrated rather than I'm just better than you, ha ha ha, and win. I don't know. And then you mentioned the other girl. I mean, honestly, like, bro, give up. You like her. This is a harem. Come on, just join.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with coming
Hey,
from.
that's all I gotta say for.
No,
for-
I agree with Hajime. That's the same thing I did mention earlier, the introspective to his character and how he believes in the, thoughts and emotions. I agree 100% with what you said. But Crash, tell us why we're wrong about this episode being great.
No, I think I'm with you. It's mid as fuck. I just think you guys are seeing it from a different perspective. What you want to remember is like not too long ago, right? We got the compass, right? From this, elf. And at the same time, we see the enemy, in the background making their move. You see the angels. They're gonna get Miyu from the water, the water area.
Time flew.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how much time has flown by. Like shit is happening at the same time that they're now going to the final labyrinth. So right now, in this specific moment, in specific area, we're building on into Shizuku's character arc, where she's gonna join the harem potentially with Hajime. We get it as viewers. She likes him. I didn't really see that until like maybe season 2. Then I was like, okay, yeah, it's completely obvious now for sure, right? But with the reason why it's taking so long is because they want to develop her more than anything. What you want to remember too is that it took a while to get to it because they also had they had development problems, showing on to the next episode. So we've been sleeping on our foot for a while, right? And we've been missing a little bit of the nitty gritty, like the romance with Yue and Hajime. We've been missing a little bit of like the action, like where it gets to the point, kind of. And I see why you guys are kind of tired of it. Like, get to it already, for sure. I'm kind of like I don't know why specifically with this anime. I'm kind of a little more patient, where I'm like, I know it's gonna cook. I guess because it was cooking before with the other seasons, so like
this one.
Yeah, I know it's gonna get to a good point. I'm just like, it's slow for sure. I'm not gonna deny that 100%. I just feel like given like maybe another episode 2 and then it's gonna go straight fire and like we're gonna talk a lot about it. But like I get where you're coming from. I don't think it's good at all. I think it's straight mid. I'm just what I was gonna say specifically with that episode where it was like I did not care about the whole thing with Hajime, I guess because it's the MC, whatever. I care more about that sequence with Shizuku, because it's like, why is she like this? Why does she act like this? We want to learn more about the character. This is the time where you see more of her origin story, her character development. Because if you don't pay attention to it now, you're not gonna pay attention to it later on, like towards the end of the anime. Which we mind you only have like 4 episodes left, so like at this point, it's like you care about her or you don't really.
Okay. Nate, I know that you watched this show? Or I recall you drop it, right?
No. Well, I dropped in like season 1.
Okay. All right, so you're
Yeah.
not missing out.
You
Right now,
dropped it.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
I'm okay with
I
that.
don't even know how many. I think I watched like 5 or 6 episodes or something like that.
So you just got to the part where they fucked in the first
Yeah,
labyrinth.
but
I don't know how.
he had
think-
sex. He did the sex.
Versus episode,
watched
I'm
them.
in, let's go.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that sold me on the whole show.
Yeah, that literally was how I got into it too. I was like,
yeah.
oh, you fucked a vampire?
Yeah, he fucked a
lolly
lolly.
vampire?
He
Oh,
lolly
okay, I can
1000.
get
Oh, no,
into
I
that.
made it 3 episodes in. I dropped it
Oh.
after.
Oh, bro, you
Oh,
got
bro,
to peek.
come
It's literally
on.
like episode 5 or something that they have sex.
Yeah,
for the
no,
first time.
5, 6 at best, and because they have to fight that
It's
big
worth
boss. I think.
watching purely because he chooses. Like, we don't get that in manga and anime. He
Like, that's the
chose,
isekai.
bro.
That is an isekai, and I hate isekai, but I have to admit, for a mid isekai, like I'm still invested. I'm 3
At
seasons
least
in,
he
and
chose.
that's
I
crazy.
say go for it.
I might
If you wanna look-
revisit it, but
Oh no, you know what?
it's not
You know what?
high priority.
No, it's not high
That's
priority.
fair.
But you know what you
That's
could do? What I tell a lot of people: read the manga. Read that first before giving the anime back a chance. Because at least with the manga, you can read a couple chapters and be like, you know what? It's either dog
And it's
shit
quicker
or
to
it's
do
mid.
too.
Yeah. At least then you could be like, you know what? If the manga is looking fire, then I'll give the anime a chance. At least with that. Because if you start with the anime and you drop it again, like then what the fuck was the point? You know?
Because
That's
I'd
a
have
good
to
point.
start over because I don't remember anything from those first 3 episodes or whatever. I remember episode 1 being one of the worst like animated things I've ever seen. The CGI.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah, it
horrible
was
animated. I
so
do agree.
because it was what Funimation, Aniplex, I believe. I don't remember.
I don't know. It was
No, that-
it was bad though.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Crash, I want to talk to you. Do you want to do Dr. Stone or want to save it for next week where Yumi could talk about it next week, our next week episode? Because for Dr. Stone, it will be only yourself talking about it. So I want to check in first before we move on to the next one.
If I could say my 2 cents real quick
Go
on it
ahead.
because there wasn't much to talk about it. So Senku and the team is still trying to find Korn. They find Korn. Someone shoots machine gun. He's coming. Hard pause. Next episode, Dr. X. Dun dun dun. That's it. That's all I got.
Copy. Guys, you heard Dr. X-Men is coming on. Xavier from Outside the Wheelchair. Go check that out. But we have here Dragon Ball Daima episode 14 and 15. Quick discussion because I know myself and Memory and also Crash are watching it. Hype. Like not much happened other than they enter the demon world. We got lore of our boy Neva. We find out that
Was cool.
we find out this motherfucker took out the shield and he's the one that put it, but makes sense because
Created it.
he didn't want to continue getting the Namekians abused, getting them discriminated and attacked because of the first demon war, the third demon war coming to second. So that was interesting lore to see. And let me see what else I wrote. We had the reference of the Ginyu Force, Power Rangers, One Piece, German 66, Conan Kid Next Door. All these was a reference to the stupid Demon Force. I didn't even get the chance to even find their name and write it down. I just called it the stupid Demon Force. So that's my
Yeah.
apologies on that.
It was like
You
Gender
get the
Marie
Ginyu
or
Force.
something. Gender Marie
Yeah,
or Gender Marie or something like that.
And
that they were called.
they're broke as hell because the captain was gonna buy Kid Cool and Kid Do. They was gonna buy them chocolate, and he said, "Nah, that yeah too expensive. Yeah, could have the regular chocolates, and can't eat too much sweet because kids." I'm like, okay, and that was pretty fun. Other than that, the fight is about to happen. It felt very anticlimactic with explosion ships. It felt like they was coming out of explosion. Like I felt like a bit of Fast and Furious vibe, where like each character was coming out of an explosion and she's looking all badass.
Yeah, episode 14. I actually haven't watched 15, but 14. The content with Neva I really liked. And that's something I've appreciated with Daima is a lot of the lore and a lot of things that they've been dropping on us that we never knew before with Dragon Ball. I really appreciate. I really like. I know a lot of people give the whole premise of Daima like they give it shit, and say like even like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta thing. Like people are like, oh, I can't even take it as seriously because he's like a kid or whatever. Valid, but I feel like a lot of the content we've got, I've really appreciated, and people forget that Toriyama. This has always been his writing style. This is his roots, literally. Neko is watching it right now. The very beginning of Dragon Ball.
Yes.
This is literally Toriyama to start was a gag mangaka. Like this is what he does. This silly kind of content that we have, like Ku and Do and the Ginyu, the Timu Ginyu Force, and them. Of course, they become friends together. Like that's just classic Toriyama for you. So. I'm not even surprised. I don't know why people are surprised and hating on it. Like this is what he's done his whole career. It's what he did his whole career. But yeah, episode 14 I liked, especially the content with like Neva for sure. Like that was one of the standout things I would say. And with how episode 14 left off, it did seem like from how you spoke of episode 15, it does seem like it's a more action heavy episode.
Yeah, like I can't really add too much. It was just action, and it was
yeah.
Imagine you have your team heading to the boss, but you can't head to the boss yet because by the time we head there, that's like, oh, that's too fast. Now the shot's to end. So you have to fight the foot soldiers, and that's what's happening right now. So I don't really got much comment about that episode. It was action, foot soldiers running away, fight back, get new team members, fight back. So can't really add too much other than like next episodes where we're gonna get more into the meat and greedy of action. So that's why I can't really add too much. But Crash, any thoughts they could add towards what we already said?
So the name of the episode for 15 was The Third Eye.
Oh yeah, The Third Eye.
That is it was nice for that little like exposition, that little bit of lore to be explained. It was nice to see Dabura back. We haven't seen him since the Majin Buu arc, in Dragon Ball Z. So it was nice to see him, how he became to be the Demon Lord, then get not possessed but brainwashed by the Majin, Babidi. It was nice lore to see that overall. However, like you said, it was just I wouldn't even say filler. It was just like a lot of action happening, but nothing like really to care for. Like it's building up to what's gonna happen to the next episode. That's where things are gonna get extremely spicy. I saw the preview for it. I'm not gonna spoil on it, but something serious is about to go down. Even a potential series fight, maybe. So that's what I'm looking forward to more than anything. It was just nice, like for the build up to get to where it is now. We needed that. But I really didn't care for anything minus, the little exposition about like the third eye and how it helps out in the demon world. That was pretty much it for me.
I do agree. I do agree. The third eye was important. I just don't have too much context to add until we get more information. Like we got a little pause. Hey guys, let's have a flashback about it. But it's more like, okay, information was good, but without more context, I can't really, give third like, okay, third eye in a lot of type of story lore of the demon world. In other media, third eye is very powerful, but until we see a using actions where I'm like, okay,
third eye is like some woke shit. You're just
just give you more power.
Keep your third eye open. Like
it's kind of like
like some conspiracy type.
Yeah, like a CEO of CEO.
The funny thing with the whole thing was hybrids, where he had the Belner thing, and I forgot the name of the character. Excuse me, but. The one right now who's like the right-hand man of the Supreme King right now, ruling the clown guy. I'm really forgetting the names. It's really hard for me to
I think his name is Dieteries or something like that.
Yeah. So the fact that he had to like dress up as a girl, whatever, and try to convince Hybris like, hey, if you give me the belt, I'll give you a kiss. He's like, ew, no, I don't want it. It reminded me of Chowder from Cartoon Network. I don't know why. When he was Mong Dao was doing the same thing, dressed up as a girl, like, oh, would you give me some of these, treats for a kid? Like, ew, no, you ugly. I don't want to fuck with you like that. Like that had me laughing in my head. I don't know why. But he was like, but your hat's cool. I'll take that hat off you for the belt.
It's crazy. And he felt butthurt about that too. Like, I don't know if I should.
Yeah, like I'm cool, but like at what cost?
Exactly. So it begs the question, but Before we transition to the last two things of our shonen, I know Neko, have you been seeing Daima or have you put off to it for Daima?
Watch it when usually memory puts it on, but I have it for the side. I'm not watching it really.
Okay.
I love the opening though. Oh my god, that opening!
And the opening, I'm not gonna lie, that's
Yeah.
heat. Like I don't know why. I don't really want to like it, but I like it a lot.
It's so good. It makes me emotional without even fully knowing why.
Yeah.
Yaka! I love it. That be like the
Especially the
one-
lyrics. Like if you're reading the lyrics
Mhm.
while like the song,
You just
like,
can't stop reading
they
it and
hit.
you're going with
Yeah,
it.
the
Like,
lyrics
damn,
hit.
this go hard.
yeah, especially
Yeah.
knowing like what happened with Toriyama and all that. Like yeah, it hits. 'cause
Yeah.
the
Right.
lyrics connect. Yeah, they
And
feel like
plus
they
the
does.
ending too. Plus the ending as well.
Yeah,
Both
the
of them.
ending one too. I actually like. That's the only OVA I would say. I'm sorry, OP I would say for 100%. Like I'm actually listening to
Mhm.
out of all the animes, which is very surprising.
All right, so let's get to the last things. Is solo leveling arise from the shadows? Honestly, not saying bad thing to say on my end, but I don't have much to say because this was the S rank reassessment.
Yeah.
So it was more of him just changing, telling people, hey, I'm not eating no more. I'm S rank, and he got offered by the Hunter Guild Association, and like, hey, possible position. He comes back and he's about to meet he met his future wife. So like we met our girl waifu Hachiran. Hachi, I think I pronounced her name right.
ING.
Yeah, Hachi. So that's amazing to see. I'm a big fan. So for solo leveling, I have more to say next episode because that's when we're gonna get more action and more interaction of our MC boy and his future wife. So I know we're gonna get more talkative in that aspect. But memory, have any thoughts about solo leveling to drop?
Don't have much to say about the newest episode, honestly. Like obviously we had the reassessment. There's kind of like a grace period for like for Sung Jin Woo, and then it seems like now they're gonna transition into where we're gonna have another boss fight. So I don't know. I was gonna think maybe that the two of them were gonna fight together in the boss fight. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Maybe I'm wishing for too much, but I think that would be cool. But I don't even know if that would make sense. That probably wouldn't even make sense. But unless something unexpected happens.
Hey, they could
But
team up for the boss fight. It's
yeah.
a possibility. We might see that. Or the boss fight may break out the cage. Who knows?
In episode 3, the previous episode, like I liked a lot, especially because of like the reveal what is showing his dad. That was like probably one of the standout
Fucking
moments. And
beast.
and then just the fight. I mean, which is no surprise with solo leveling at this point, right? Like they're gonna go in with the action scenes, but I feel like just a lot of these. I'm really impressed that like a lot of these monsters and a lot of these things that we see in action, like just how good they still look, because I feel like in a lot of other series, it'd be CGI fest or something like that. And it just looks abysmal, or it has to be incredibly hard to animate. So it's like, I don't really blame them, but for solo leveling to maintain the quality it's had is just super impressive to me. So
I do agree. It's been
yeah.
It's been a good type of webtoon adaptation so far. One of the best ones we have been talking about over the past couple of weeks.
If only Tower of God got this
Exactly.
treatment.
I was
Only
saying the
Tower of God has
exact
got it.
same shit.
Don't worry. Remember, you've been on the train. We have said this for the past couple of weeks, so you are on the same boat like us. But Crash, what is your thoughts about solo leveling? Because I know you did watch it with us as well. So what did you think?
I'm going to be more the hype man for Vash today because I don't know what it is. I don't know if he wasn't feeling the episode, but I know that he does love solo leveling. So I will be the better person. I will be the man to help him out with this. We saw Sung Jin Woo. We saw him arise from E rank to S rank. We see this man arise and go against one of the most OP characters on the planet, one of the other S rank characters in the show, and we also see the potential, who knows, mother of something in the future, right? Hyen Cha, something is arising in the viewer's pants. We don't know what, but it's best believe a lot of people like this for sure. So best believe next episode when we see both of them go down and get fighting, get dirty, we gonna like it for sure.
Manga, any thoughts about the solo leveling episode that we saw that he got reassessed and like our Sir Crash said?
I don't have the snore soundboard, and that makes me really sad right now.
Damn, you fell
I mean,
asleep.
I read this. I can't talk on it.
Same. So that's why I can't
Stay
say too
quiet.
much. Yeah, like
Stay quiet.
Next episode we get Tusk. We're happy about it. Next.
yeah, that's what I'm.
That's all I need to know.
That's what I'm hyped for. That's why I can't say too much. Because, like I said, I'm hyped for next episode. But, like we brought up, the last thing for us to discuss is Sakamoto Days. And I want to ask to Neko. Are you watching Sakamoto Days?
I am. I haven't seen this episode though.
Me neither.
Episode 3.
So
Wait, no,
working on that
episode 3
too.
you haven't seen?
Oh, is this episode 4 too? Then
No,
either.
no, episode 4 we did see, but we're not going to speak too much about it because it hasn't dropped, everywhere
you're right,
around
you're
the
right,
world.
right.
So we will be respecting to the audience that if you do
You're right.
VPN, hey, respect your style. We did watch it, but we'll wait for next week conversation to dive into that. But episode 3, Neko, did you get the chance to see that one at least?
No, that one neither. No. But I
Okay.
have read it, but I can't even. I just know it's like a festival arc. That's all I remember.
Yes, it's an amusement park arc. They first
Yes.
started there. The Hunter Guild Association, they was not part of it, but they started to have little branch, send some people to assassinate our boy Sakamoto. And they're just still shocked that our boy Old Man John Wick, or aka Santa Claus, he is like, nah, this old man can't be Sakamoto. He's been retired for 5 years. This doesn't look like him. He can't fight. Nah, there I have a rude awakening, right? Right, memory?
Yeah, for sure. And just that transition in episode, no, that was episode 4, so I probably shouldn't talk about that. But yeah, Sakamoto, he obviously has the history we know. Obviously, well, we haven't even dove much into it, his past, but like just from how he's already been kind of introduced, we know the deal, but we haven't saw a lot of that. Which actually, the episode 3 with Shin, seeing him get some shine, and just I don't know, that's something I applaud the author of Sakamoto Days for, is like the creativity with a lot of the fights, like just fighting on a roller coaster like that, like in some of like just the certain actions that the characters take and the things that the author sort of like thinks about in the moment, to make it engaging. I really like, that's one of the things I like the most about Sakamoto Days. But it's also a reason why I was like pretty worried about this anime, was just like, I just don't feel like, I still kind of feel this way, but like as it goes along, I just feel like it's going to be hard for the anime to really capture just like how good the action is in this series. Like so far it's been good, but I just don't think this is going to be an adaptation where, I just don't think it's going to really get the most or show the most out of the manga, in my opinion. Like I'm still enjoying it, but
I agree to that point, because one of the scenes I'm waiting to see is how the certain character cuts the bus while all the other hunters are there, and it was beautiful art. But curious to see how that gets adapted, and that should be happening within this quarter 1, I believe. I believe by episode maybe 9, 10, 11, like that scene I'm talking about. So I'm curious to see, like, that's what I'm kind of expecting to see, like more of the quickness and smoothness from other hunters, because the type of hunters we're versing right now, they're like, for anybody to see, like they're like they're like E, maybe D rank hunters. We're not having we haven't seen C or A.
Yeah, right now we're just kind of dealing with like fodder.
Yeah, like exactly, fodder characters. They're not big deal. I would say the scene that we saw where our boy Sakamoto was giving the perfect instructions, call outs on God. Anybody needs a right wing man on Call of Duty, Apex, or Halo, where he'll tell you left, right, up, down, right wing, hit, combo. This man was giving the instruction, and Shin trusted this man with his life. He said, I'm going to have my eyes closed. What a great scene. I would say good adaptation of the fight scene, because I felt the intent, I felt the trust, I felt the quickness of it. I didn't feel no type of PowerPoint animation, like Record Ragnarok or anything that Netflix has done. So hey, trust me, I will take any time to throw shade to Record Ragnarok, but this scene was really good, well adapted, and I was very happy and pleased as a reader and fan of audience of Sakamoto Days. Man, God, any thoughts about it before we transition and speed roll our top ranking?
No, it was really good. I like Sakamoto Days. Like you said, call outs were insane. We love it. I think I think the fake out of having a fake Sakamoto was hilarious.
Oh yeah, fucking Nagumo. He's an asshole. He's
And everyone just like, wait a second, what's happening here? And
Nagumo's one of the fan favorites for sure.
Yes,
I
he
feel
is.
like,
he
of
He
the
has
manga,
also
yeah.
a great volume cover. I think he's like volume cover, I believe 7 or 9. A really
Mhm.
good volume cover. He's a skills as motherfucker. He's very good at what he does.
and then yeah, it was really good. And for all of the people that sail the seven seas, the episode that came out today was really good as well, you know.
Sometimes you gotta be
Hey,
hard boiled.
I love haunted houses, you know.
You gotta be very
Um,
hard boiled.
yeah,
Gotta be
very hard boiled.
hard boiled.
Really reminded me of One Piece. We had
Mr. Pink?
Senor Pink, yeah.
Senor Pink. Yes, thank you for the correction. Yes, Senor Pink. I agree.
Reminded me
fight.
of Senor Pink. I thought he was about to start swimming through the ground. It was great.
I do agree. It reminds me of the fight between Senor Pink and Frankie. Very good reference to ourselves. If anybody read the manga Hard Boiled Cop and Dolphin, every time I hear that line, it reminds me of the manga series. Even though it got axed, I did enjoy it. Good art, good manga, short 100 chapters. If anybody wants to read a short series that got axed, I do recommend it. But let's get straight to our top 10 ranking. Let's speed roll it. I'm gonna go quick. And guys, yeah, might be shocked about this, and I'm even shocked about my fucking top 10 ranking. God damn. Number 1, I may be good receptionist. I'm solo any boss to clock out on time as number 1. I really enjoyed it. Like we spoke about earlier on our episode of the week, it's truly hit the heartstrings. I truly understand the animation, the score, the music has very well done. It got me. I'm actually excited to see what's episode 4. That's it got me like I want to see what's next because we know what could be next. We predicting. But let's see. Blue Box, number 2. Number 3, My Happy Marriage. Number 4, The Daily Life of a Middle-Aged Online Shopper. In other words, this man is fucking. That's all I'm going to say. This man joined the Merchant Guild. He's fucking anybody that goes to the crib because he got the crib in the woods. Number 5 is the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Number 6, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. It's great. It's truly wholesome.
Very wholesome.
Very wholesome. Like,
It's so cute.
Like, I don't want to spoil anything to anybody because it's wholesome as hell. Go watch it. I have it as an 8.5 out of 10. Number 7 is Dragon Ball Daima. I have it as an 8.5. Zenshu. I know I would give this more to Neko or anybody else to talk about it. Is, our MC looks nice without the hair. Her face, but is the comedy of it. So I truly understand it. And we met Destiny. Destiny, you're toxic. You're bad because you get us in trouble. And I get it. Those are our Latinas right there. So we totally understand that is a Destiny name. It sounds like it is a Latina name. And I have flirted with a Destiny girl, so I truly understand it.
Destiny.
And we saw a Lucha Libre fight. It was awesome. It felt like an indie show. I love it. It was a cute scene. The Lucha Libre. Number 9, Flower and Ashura. It was a beautiful episode because it talks about the other club members, about the flaws. And as somebody who does podcasting that we talk about with our voice, it sounds an importance of how to project, how to speak, how to grab the viewer's audience, and how you should use your voice. And it's not always about winning. It's also about enjoying what you're doing and enjoying the competition. So I really love that. Number 10, I'm proud of this because it's a fucking comfort anime and I enjoyed it. It sucks that my boy Memory dropped it because I've enjoyed it. Such a good comfort anime.
Sorry, man.
I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. I enjoy this shit. Liam is becoming OP. I love it. This man is a comfort anime when it comes to a regular human in a fantasy world. Plus, this man is building a nation. Of course he is. Like, it's OP anime. It's ISEKAI. Of course. Like, any anime, this man is building a nation. That's what it is. Now, let's go with my honorable mentions. I'm much rapid fire for this one. And is Sakamoto Days, number 11. Number 12, I have a crush at work. Number 13, I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. Go watch it. It's fun. OP as hell character, and he self-doubt himself. He should know how great he is. I'm getting married to a girl here in my class. Number 14. Number 15, well, like we spoke about earlier, honey lemon soda. Why did it actually have to be good? I was willing to drop the shit ready. Number 16, it hurts me to have it so low, but not because it's
Ooh.
bad. Solo Leveling Season 2 is number 16.
Wow.
Number
So
17.
low. So
I-
low. I hear where I see what you did there. So low. See,
Fucking hell.
Number 17, Headhunted to Another World from a salaryman to Big Four. This man is also fucking. It feels like any person that he gets interacted with, they start to fall in love with him or crush because he is a gentleman. He knows how to communicate and he knows how to be creative and outside the box. He is becoming the right general for the Demon Lord or / the Demon King. So it's very cool to see this. Number 18, the Bogus skill Fruitmaster. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna read it off my synopsis, guys. This man ate 4 more fruits and got the most useless skills out of all of them. 1, bug resistance. 2, weapons buff. After he already broke his sword, what's the point? 3, sleepy pixie, because it worked. However, it was lucky for him because it helped to put the dragon to sleep. And number 4, cat charm. Perfect for our girl Neko-chan. This nun is watching him and thinking this man has gotten strong. Like, bitch, you didn't like him in the beginning. So where is this coming from? Number 19, possibly the greatest Alchemist of all time. And I wrote, it was a 7 out of 10. Solid episode. Man has a lolly spider. We call it. Once we heard it, it was happening. Watching it with Nate. He said, watch the spider turn to a girl because it always happens like that. Once it happens to a pocket dimension, head out of nowhere, we caught it. We caught it. Our MC is getting famous because the Lord wanted to meet him and thank him because the adventurers who killed the goblins were knights, were couldn't. And this man made toilets. Because he's saving the health and hygiene. Plus, he made brown panties and as a horny normal boy, but his maids call him pussy. He ain't ready to be with the ladies. What's going on? And then number 20 is Medaka, like I mentioned earlier. Number 21 is Afreta. And number 22, it hurts me to say this, the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world, but it's because I'm gonna read it from my synopsis, guys. My big titties, the witch got Bond B plate and Corporation Blade is hilarious. And then the rest of the episode, I fell asleep. I was tired, guys. I never got back around to it. But like Grumman, our man God said that maybe because the episode 1 was so good, the episode 2, I expected a higher expectation and it just fell flat to me. Or maybe I need to rewatch it. I was tired. I was binging anime with memory. So maybe that could be the reason. And number 23 is Beheneko. Of course, I'm going to put that one last out of all of it. And I'm going to shout out to the ones that I couldn't get to watch. Ubel, Blatt, Dr. Stone, Magic Maker, How to Make Dragon Another World. Haven't dropped it yet, but I will once I get to watch the next episode. Haven't dropped this one yet with memory. Even given the worthless appraise it class, I'm actually the strongest. It had to have a fucking good episode 2.
yeah,
way
we were
better
gonna
than
drop
1.
it.
We were ready to
Yeah.
drop it, but it became good. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna watch episode 3 and 4, see where it goes. But I'm still in mind to drop it as I gave the episode 7, haven't seen episode 3 because it's part of this week. Haven't had the chance to watch Medalist, but I have VPN now, so I could actually just go to Disney Plus and watch it right there. So I'm making my life easier in that aspect. I didn't get the chance to binge watch Orb, but it's on the plan with Man God, so I really want to check it
Yeah.
out. And that is my honorable mention and my top 10 list, guys. So any feedback from you guys? Anything that surprises you before we move on to the next one?
No.
Don't like your list, but hey, I had to agree with it anyway. So you know,
I'm glad you don't like my list. So let's hear your list and where you rank your really, really, really love your girlfriend, because I see that as number 2 in our question. But let's hear it because you already spoke about before. So hit us with your list.
I'm gonna make this very quick for you guys because I know you guys want to talk about your list a lot. So I know no one's gonna like it either. Number 1 was Blue Box for me. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I think it's gonna be probably top 1 for like the rest of the time, unless next week Don Machi comes back. Next week, our Last
Ooh.
Crusade comes back. I'm telling everybody, next week, week 4 is gonna be heat. We're also gonna get ReZero probably by week 6
Coming
too.
back,
So
yep.
yeah, we're getting a lot of bangers right now, guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Blue Box may not be going lower. Who knows? Number 2, the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You season 2. Number 3 was My Happy Marriage. Number 4 was Soul Leveling. those 4 animes specifically were like the top ones for me that really made or break what was going on, like really what I really liked about anime overall, and those are the ones that made a big impact on my list. Everything else going forward was just stuff that just happened and I either liked or was just like a little more significant as opposed to the other ones. Um Number 5 is I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in Class. Number 6 was Honey Lemon Soda. Number 7 was Sakamoto Days. Mind you, that was from episode 2.
Mhm.
I was trying to get to episode 3, but life happened. So, for the sake of argument, we could assume that's still being on the list. We'll be up to date by next episode, I promise. Number 8 is Dr. Stone, Future Science Season 4. Number 9, Tying a Knot with the Omegami Sister. And number 10, The Apothecary Diaries just made it at number 10 at the bottom. I'm not gonna talk about my honorable mentions because it's nothing more than to talk about because we still got Unnamed Memory being at the bottom of the fucking list. My only thing I will say is I have a crush at work. I am not up to date with it. I plan to binge it, maybe with Man God in the future. So stay tuned for that. But I am not up to date. I probably will be up, if not by next week, the week after for sure.
Now, when it comes to our guests, we would love to hear your list. Talk to us, Memory. What is your week of week 3? What's your top 10? Because I know this was difficult. You spoke to us behind the scenes.
It
You
was.
said that this was your first time
It was
doing a top
difficult.
10 ranking. How did it feel struggling out of your 40 animes you're watching? How did it feel?
Yeah, trying to narrow down 10 out of 40 is pretty tough. I mean, shit. But I actually shared the number 1 with Crash. Me and Crash are on the same wavelength with number 1. So I have Blue Box at number 1. Number 2, I have Orb.
Which I'm happy to
Which-
see. That's high regards
Yes.
for me because I trust
Yes.
your opinion a lot. So for it to have Orb, that's
Go
nice.
watch Orb. Go watch Orb. I'm telling you guys.
All right,
it
man,
is
God.
good.
All right, man, God. That's our homework. We gotta watch 17 episodes of Orb this week.
Yeah, but like pretty much Orb, just to quickly say it, like they're focusing on a new character who's kind of coming into the spotlight now, and that's really all I'll say. I don't want to say really anything else about Orb because it's just one of those series where I feel like you got to watch it. So that was my number 2. Number 3, Flower and Asura, which Flower and Asura, this episode reminded me a lot of March Comes In Like a Lion, with Rei Kiriyama, the main character in that, because it was mostly the main girl's dialogue where she was saying like, this is the only thing that she has, like she has nothing else. That really hit for me. And it kind of went into like why she has been sort of acting or being the way she has been. And also we made a joke at the end of the episode about like we were like, oh, they're gonna fuck, they're gonna like that's gonna happen. So we'll see if it goes that like Yuri route or whatever. Number 4, I had My Happy Marriage Season 2. Number 5, I Have a Crush at Work. Number 6, Sakamoto Days. Number 7, Guild Receptionist.
Yes.
Number 8, Solo Leveling Season 2. Number 9, 100 Girlfriends Season
Why?
2. Would have been higher. Would have been higher with the foodgasms. Would have been higher probably.
Yeah,
And
understandable.
and then number 10, I had Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, which is just wholesome greatness. So yeah, that's my top 10. So biggest surprise for me, biggest surprise for me probably was like Flower and Asura, because I was not expecting to like, it was probably my favorite episode so far out of the 3. So just showing the performance of the girl who won like the NHK Cup or whatever, like her performance was like really good. And then even like the whole like visual thing when I think her name is Hana, I want to say, I could be mixing the names up, but she like there's like a scene at the end of the episode where it had like this whole space sort of like really nice visual looking thing, which I really liked. Just their conversations in the episode. Flower and Asura was the biggest surprise for me. I didn't think I would have it this high up, but
same. I do agree because I know there was a series that we weren't really expecting to watch or like be as hyped for, but to be high as on your list, and I believe it's high on my list as well. I believe it's top 15 as well. So I feel like that's a good list.
Yeah, but that's mine. That's my top 10.
Yeah. Oh, Flower Asher for me is ranked number 9. Like ranked number 9 out of the 32 I'm watching, and for you rank like that high out of the 40 watching. For me, that's a great list. But Neko, our newest co-host, what is your first ranking of the week of the show now?
Look, Zenshu just keeps being my fave. It's too good. Zenshu is my number one for the week, and I really love this current episode because it really put in perspective, like, even with her knowing all these events, like, things can change because of the biggest event, of course, is that the freaking the kingdom was supposed to be kind of like already gone, but now that it isn't, a lot of other events are coming back, but in different orders. So that was really interesting to see. Like, she can predict a lot of things, but now a lot of stuff is going to be undetermined to see if it is going to happen the way she's thinking it will be. And then, of course, we met Destiny, which is the heroine on the story. And I get, like, it was so funny when she mentioned that, like, oh, she's the cause of everything that happens for the team to mess up. But it's kind of like, it might remind me of, like, shows where I've been frustrated about that, and, like, a character, like, being the reason things always mess up. So it was really interesting to see her, like, it's freaking Destiny, the one, she's always here messing up the team. And then we see it in the episode where her thing gets caught, and then, like, she gives our boy, like, I think vodka, so he kind of ends up, like, wobbling in the match, which was funny.
Goofy. That was goofy. So.
That wobbling was so funny. I'm like, dang, he got beat up so quick.
He tried though.
Oh, he tried.
For a second, I thought we were gonna get like a drunken Fistmaster, like a drunken like Rock Lee type of stuff. But once he got just smacked out, like, oh, he ain't built like that. Nah.
No. And then, of course, her drawing the Gato Libre, that was cool. I was like, all right, that's just a cool sequence in general, just how they were both boxing. And then, of course, Destiny kind of got, like, encouraged to, like, do her own thing and, like, actually not fall into, like, the marriage stuff. And, like, it shows, like, she's really changing a lot of these characters', like, lives. But also, I'm just very curious how much can she do this, and, like, what's going to happen, like what's the goal at the end of the day? How is she going to come back to her world? Like the way she's changing, like, a lot of history in this type of, like, series is, like, I don't know. It kind of gets me intrigued, like, of how far can she go? Like, that's what my thing is like, okay, you can change all these events, but, like, how far are okay to let happen in this sense? But yeah, I love the characters, her and I think his name is Luke. I forget his name, actually. I think it is Luke.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, they're cute. Like, of course, like, him actually tying her hair up because he's like, well, I guess he likes to see her face, or I don't know what's his reasoning about that. But that was cool. And of course, we have a traitor in the team, which we were like, whoa. We were even talking about it when we were watching that. We're like, well, she's supposed to know that about that traitor, right? So what is she gonna do about it? Like the elf girl.
Imagine if the movie never revealed that, like, traitor reveal. So probably that's what she don't know.
But she gave her a face like,
right?
Okay,
could be.
All right.
But what else? What else is on the list? What else is the rest of your ranking?
Number 2, Guild Receptionist, which I've already talked about. That beautiful episode, emotional, and made me fall in love with the series more. 3, Red Ranger. Red Ranger was good to me because of, like, bringing in other party, like, not even like a whole different party to do the cannon blaster, which was funny to me. I was like, he was like, wait, the bond isn't there, so our blast wasn't that much, until they kind of, like, forgave each other for, like, them talking trash about her dad and stuff like that, because he has a history of, like, being the cause of something. I forget exactly. Or, like, oh yeah, for betraying something. I forget exactly, but the reality is that he was trying to help them even while he was banished. So that was sad. I was like, oh, okay, that's understandable why she's so, like, adamant of, like, using her powers for good and, like, her magic for good and stuff. And that whole cannon blast was hilarious to me. So that was really fun. And Apothecary number 4, I'm just excited to see more of the Mr. Frog coming in. You know, I love that cameo. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. That it's just a wholesome tie, like we've talked about. Like, I actually am happy we can still go to both worlds, Japan and plus the fantasy world. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. Like, we can still do both. We don't have to stay in Japan only. So that's been fun. And my 6th one is Tasokare Hotel. I saw episode 3, but not 4 that came out this week. But I do want to talk about with number 3 because it introduced, like, a quote unquote detective in here, which we find out is actually a criminal. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with him, and, like, well, we don't want him to stay in the hotel, but apparently the rule is even if they're a criminal, whatever they are, it doesn't matter. They can still stay here. So stuff like that was really interesting. because he made it seem like he was a detective, but our girl Neko, she was like, nah, you trying to deceive me now? No, I'm over here getting these bad vibes from you, and I knew you were, I knew you were something. So that was fun. I keep loving the series every episode. I have a crush at work, just adorable. My happy marriage, of course, we got that kiss scene, and also just more development of this mystery man. And Honey Lemon, I loved it. We talked about this earlier, and my 10th, I would be Sakamoto or something, but I haven't seen it, so I didn't get to A rank or otherwise. So 10 is left empty, so it's just there hanging.
It left ambiguous for you to fill in the spot. Understood.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, God, spit your knowledge of what is yours. Talk to us real quick.
My top 10. This was hard for me this week. Nothing really popped out to me that was like the best. But I think Sakamoto Days was the most enjoyable episode of the week. It's a really good episode.
Okay.
Fair.
My Happy Marriage, they kissed. You gotta give it its flowers. Apothecary, because I know the stuff that's cooking in the background. It's enjoyable to see all the pieces.
Oh,
I also love all the visual references to the frog.
Ribbit.
The animators are having so much fun with people that know. It's so awesome. Flower and Ashura was very enjoyable. I love seeing people that are passionate about something, even if they don't know how passionate they are, and having a senpai that is there to tell you that what you're feeling is passion and that you should pursue it. It's a really good look. I really enjoyed it. It feels a lot like a sports anime is, I guess, what I would call it. It feels really
Yeah, it
great.
does kind of have that feel. Yeah.
I see
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. I didn't think I would, but it's really good. Crush at Work again. I read it. I watch it. It's so good. I love it. The manga's actually ending soon. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Welcome to Japan Miss Elf. It wasn't as cute as I wanted it to be, but it's a cute show. I really like it. Guild Receptionist. I'm gonna be honest. I read this arc. I read the arc.
So
I folded and read this current arc that's happening, and it's good, and I like it, and I'm here for it.
Are you
Yay.
excited to see
Great.
what's next since you're gonna be going in blind, or are you gonna go back and read, or are you gonna watch?
I'm not gonna go back and read.
Going in blind, nice.
Makes sense. I'm going in blind. I think Honey Lemon Soda has to be number 8.
That's good.
And
He doesn't wanna
makes
put
me
it in
feel
there so
so
bad.
much pain.
Bro,
He
sounded like
doesn't.
so sad about mentioning
Yeah.
like
It
it has
hurts
to be number
me
8.
Yes.
so much. But it was a really good episode, man. Like everything I had an issue with, they fixed. They're fixing it. It's getting there. It's going somewhere good. I really enjoy it. It's really great.
Your number 9?
9. Probably
Medaka.
Alchemist of all
What?
time.
who? No, probably Red Ranger. I would appreciate if my list wasn't getting updated real time because it really threw me off.
No, that's
Just
not-
saying.
That would have been God.
We don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
I think number 9 has to be Red Ranger. It's good. The episode 1 was so good. Episode 2 wasn't as good, but it's still really good. Zenshu's probably number 10, and I think number 11 would be The Greatest Alchemist of All Time. It's a fun show. These are all like my fun turn off my brain shows.
Exactly.
But god damn it, Honey Lemon Soda actually cracked the top 10, and it makes me so upset.
Crash 1, Mango 0. Let's go.
It is what it is. So this was a good fun of a 2-hour and 45-minute podcast. We glad that everyone get to enjoy, conversate. We had a rapid fire. Everything. We have time codes down below. If you're here until the very end, we thank you. We appreciate you. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Tell us your feedback because this is the conclusion of the podcast. So this is a wrap up of episode 14 of Off the Binge. What did you think, Crash and Neko? How do we feel about tackling our first episode as a team and with our special guest? I'm gonna pass it first to Crash. Let us know your quick thoughts before we transition out.
We're getting back down, Machi, and the last we see next episode. Let's go. I'm sorry, I'm quiet because my kids and my wife is sleeping. You ain't ready for the next episode. Get ready for another week of the Hispanic Assassins hot takes. Anime Corner, get your shit together, or else we deadass. I'm gonna just say real quick the list that they have. Toilet Bound Hanako as number 1. You're fucking wild. Apothecary Diaries number 2. You're fucking wild. Sakamoto Days number 3. You're fucking wild. Soul Leveling number 4. You're fucking wild. I'm Getting Married to the Girl I Hate My Class number 5. You're fucking wild for that. I Have a Crush on number 6. You're fucking wild for that. Blue Box number 8. You're fucking wild for that. Doctor Stone number 9.
number 8 is
fucking,
crazy.
No,
bro. What?
tying it now with Amagami Sister at number 10. You're fucking.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm so glad we're doing this. We're doing it because that ain't it. And a big shout out to our new co-host. Welcome aboard, and to the guest that was able to come. I really, really appreciate your takes. I'm glad you guys are on board with us.
For myself, welcome our newest co-host Neko-chan. She's only such a chill girl, so we're here to talk about it. And it sucks that Solo Loving was number 16 on my list, which is like crazy, but I know in the next coming episode that shit will be in my top 5 for the next coming weeks, because like our men god said, we're getting Tusk, we're getting the elixir, we're getting other stuff, we're getting maybe the start of the end arc of their version compared to Hunter x Hunter. So I'm excited for it.
Whoa.
Oh yes, yes. That's what a lot of people compare it as in the webtoon to this version of their own version of the Chimera Ant arc. So that is something big. Neko, what is any last comments you want to say before I pass it to our guest?
Again, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be a co-host for this because I'm just ready to bring up a lot of underrated gems. And yeah, I've always had fun talking to you guys, and of course have a memory here, of course, because I've been kind of slacking this season, not watching as much. So having memory here, pick up everything that I don't really watch is great, because he can put a lot more perspective on things that I'm not watching, because I am burnt out, fellas. I'm burnt out, so I'm watching 19. But I'm having fun too, though. This season's been really fun, and of course I'm going for more future stuff that I'm really excited to bring to the table for you guys. And yeah, I'm really excited and happy memories here, because yeah, he's a GOAT.
Like she said, Memory, how did you enjoy being a guest on the show and discussing one of the 15 animes that we're watching out of the 40 that you have put me on? Because originally 3 weeks ago I had like 22 animes I was watching, maybe less than 20, but then talking with you, watching with you in the past 2 weeks, well, somehow I've gained up to 32. Officially haven't watched all 32, but how is it to be on the show and discuss it? Any quick thoughts before we transition out?
Was a blast. Thank you guys for having me. I know, I mean, this is probably the most anime I've watched. Like, I usually do watch a lot, but I don't know, this season I've watched a lot more.
Yeah.
I do agree with Man God, though. This week was kind of, there wasn't as many standout episodes, but still, fun discussions all around. I appreciate y'all having me on here. Watch Orb. That's all, that's what I'll leave off with, I guess. So
those are some great comments to say. Watch Orb, and if you need to go on the high seas and watch Sakamoto episode 4, go do what you gotta do, because stay tuned for episode 15, where we give you our fresh thoughts and reviews and synopsis of the new winter season and of the new year, perhaps a few surprises along the way. Thank you for listening to Off Da Binge. Continue on binging. We see you in the next one, and we're out.
Peace.
Isekai trash. Rom-com for the wins. Let's go.
This man.
What happens if they're both mixed in, though?
Trust me. It's literally one
rom-com
or the other. I haven't seen literally where both of them have been peaks since 2020. Trust me, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Anyone call me out on it, but